DJ this. He went, oh, that's pretty good. How did you think of that? Who is their COO? But here's why they lost the $1 million. Philadelphia Weekly put out a bill, play all day. They've assembled a quick guide to play parties throughout the city for adults. And they have one here, when and where, William Way Center, second Saturday of each month. So this wasn't a one-time thing. People age 18 and up interested in BDSM, kink, and fetish. $25. Bring your own resources.
Mask? Yeah.
Bring your own mask. Bring your own resources, whips,
buttless
chains.
chaps, you know.
Well, wait a minute. We went a little too far there.
Oh,
let's
come on.
excise that.
I'm a big, Shawn Michaels HBK fan. That's what it is.
Okay. So Fetterman says he didn't know his office said to withdraw that. Well, wait a minute. So now he's not withdrawing. John Fetterman's going back the other way. Here's the thing, though, Dan, that's being underplayed.
I felt guilty. I was fully clothed.
The husband of the woman that got into it with the cop last Saturday on 676, they're going to speak today or put out a statement. Then their attorneys were waiting on it. Imagine the nerve of these people. The husband, Dan, is the chief operating officer of William Way. I wonder if he'll be asked about that. What do you have to say about the fact that you've lost $1 million here because of your kink parties? Now, not that that absolutely gets into his claims along with the wife. But let's see if the media reports that. Don't they know about it? I only have you and DJ. Once in a while, I Dragoon Row into it. Freddie the cat nods.
Row had nothing to do with this one.
Yeah, nods agreement. No, I saw DJ sent it to me late yesterday. I said, wait a minute. That guy is a leader at the William Way Center. It's the husband, Darius. I wonder if they'll swerve into that.
It's a good old kink party. What's wrong with it, Dom?
Yeah, so, it makes one believe maybe he's not keeping up on his car registration or hers, given what they're planning here. And, the nerve of it, it's a very public place. I've heard of it before, that it was the second Saturday of every month. It wasn't like they were doing this once in a blue moon, and who would know?
Every 2 weeks, you have a meeting,
Yeah, and guess who exposed them?
Kinks Anonymous.
Yeah, and they're attacking libs of TikTok for exposing this. They're going after her as the end of the world because she's the one that got the tip on this. And there you go.
There's a preview of some defense by the Morrison camp that said they were on their way to the shop, which might imply why it was past registration. Do you buy that at all?
No, they didn't say that.
Yeah,
and I think they're false police report here if they start to say that, and that's not the case. I want to see the record of what they were coming in for. She had a suspended license, though. It wasn't just dated; it was suspended. How about the tinted windows? Were they going to be fixed? This poor cop out there with Josh Shapiro and the others, right, allowed to twist in the wind. They're going to read statements. We still don't have the time, right, Dan?
I think it's 1 o'clock. It's
1 o'clock. Okay, yeah. We'll play some of the sound of what their attorneys say. They're going to take things from the media. All right, with Biden tonight, the big picture. He has buddies over at Axios. You're going to hear it tonight. Here's the new line. Here's the new spin. First of all, it's going to be a feisty Joe Biden tonight. Oh, my God. 2, he's going to remind people of Trump amnesia, meaning people forget how bad it was under Trump. Now, here's what the secret sauce is. They do this all the time.
The president has that big stick.
How Biden let us out of the problems of Trump. And I know you're going to say, well, the economy was great. No. Well, you may remember COVID, and there were issues there. A number of businesses, unemployment, shut down because we couldn't do anything because we were going down that path, and Biden exacerbated. But they're going to try to say the Trump economy was a failure. Now, I don't even think Bill Clinton in his prime would be able to pull that off. The stuff that he would try to do. Joe Biden's no Bill Clinton. There's no way. But listen for that tonight. Trump amnesia. You're forgetting how bad things were in the days of Trump. And then there's going to be a lot of abortion, Ukraine, et cetera. I'm looking at some of the guests there, and a lot of it is IVF and abortion tonight. And he's going to offer the cure. He's going to say he's in the early stages of the cure for Trump amnesia. And tonight, he's going to give us the full deal. He'll remind people where the economy was 3 years ago when the president walked into the office, where we are now, and where we're headed with his vision for the economy. And he's going to say, well, we have more work to do. Aren't you glad with what I've done so far? He's going to tout all these macro numbers. Let him. People have already said 1,000,000 times, we don't care about your stinking macro numbers. We know what this has done to us. That's what it comes down to. Now, in doing that, and I don't know about any props or anything yet, he is going to talk about shrinkflation. He is going to talk about greedflation. I'm praying he gives a shout out. Be ready tonight with whatever your best drink is. Dan, what's your best drink? Mine is red wine. I'm going to have a whole bottle right there. You might see a picture of it tomorrow. I'm just if he says Bob Casey and they pan to Bob Casey and he sits up tonight. I'm not drinking any wine at dinner tonight.
No?
No.
Are you red or white?
Red.
Oh.
White wine is
really
just,
no white wine for you?
Horrible.
Really?
Gives you headaches.
How about like
sulfites,
the blueberry wine? I know Ro likes the blueberry wine.
Yeah, too sweet. I researched that. Not for me. She likes
You
it.
researched it.
Oh, yeah.
What's that mean?
Yeah, I looked into the amount of sugar and all that
okay.
stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, I like Tomasellos. They're tremendous.
When you said I researched that, I thought you meant like you did a tasting or something.
No.
I was like, who says
No,
that
the
for a
tasting
tasting, you know?
the tasting is fine, but it's the sugar content is murder.
To answer your question, my drink is a mint mojito.
Mint mojito.
It's give me the fresh mint, which is hard to
have it
find.
ready tonight. I'd say about 20, 25 minutes in, he goes to Bob Murphy. That's really going to the bullpen to go to Bob Murphy sitting over there. Bob Murphy, my great friend, his father. We didn't let him speak at the convention in 1992, but forget about that. So the shrinkflation numbers, they're going to try to play with that. We've had her on before. Dan's trying to get her on again, maybe tomorrow. Liz Peek, who writes at Fox News Channel, makes the point on all this nonsense about how phony it is. You know it's phony in your heart. You know why they're shrinking this. They're not trying to get over on somebody. It's competitive. They're trying to keep the price the same. And as long as they put what the correct weight is on the package, they can do it. That's not good enough, though, for Liz Warren. Even worse than Joe Biden. Here's what Liz Warren said about shrinkflation.
You ever go for the last chip in the Dorito bag and suddenly say, whoa, there should have been more chips in here? You would be right. From Doritos to Oreos to even toilet paper.
Oh, God.
These big corporations are shrinking how much they give us, but they're charging the same amount or sometimes even more. It's called shrinkflation. Corporate executives thought we wouldn't notice, but they're wrong. We noticed.
They're wrong.
Now the corporations come back crying, oh, it's all because of inflation. Really? Then explain this. How is it that corporate profits have increased by 75% over the past few years? They are outrunning inflation by miles. We're not fooled. These giant corporations are inflating their profits and leaving us with the crumbs. Literally. It's time to crack down on corporate greedflation. I'm fed up. No pun intended.
Yeah, well, what kind of beer goes with those Doritos? You know, she picked Doritos, not potato chips. She was going for, let's appeal to Latinos or something in her head. Let's do Doritos here. Can you imagine Biden trying to pull this off?
I did a simulation, Dom, of what it would be like to watch the Super Bowl with Elizabeth Warren. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's hear it.
You ever go for the last chip in the Dorito bag and suddenly say, whoa?
Oh, God.
My God. It's the accent, too. There's something about the little that's just horrible. But you know what? Let's give credit. Bob Casey Jr. is the one that put all this on the map. Imagine that rocket scientist. He did it. He says the same thing. They all say the same talking point. Everybody's profits are up 75%.
They're going to put you all back in chains.
There's no evidence of that. That's just ridiculous. When we get Liz Peek on, she'll lay it out. But she said today, here's just one example. She said, take a look at Pepsi, the maker of soft drinks and Fritos. That company's gross margin pre-inflation was 54.7%. It sank to 53.3 over the next 2 years. After raising prices, it recovered to 54.2%, but that's well below the 55.3 that it was around mid-2022. And on and on and on she goes with a whole list of products who have not recovered from this. So why would they shrink it? I gave you the reason. It's that or raise prices. Which one would you rather have here? So if it's one Dorito less, Elizabeth Warren will be counting. They never end. They never end, even though all of them are rich. All of them somehow or another have made it, insider stuff, etc., with attacking capitalism and corporate America. I don't think Biden can pull this off tonight, particularly if he has a bag up there. Can you imagine? Maybe Kamala Harris will hand him a bunch of Doritos bags.
Chip in the Dorito bag.
God.
You think she actually eats Doritos?
No.
There's no way. Like, what's the better chance that she drinks a beer or eats Doritos?
Yeah, I mean, who would be the worst person to sit and watch? You're right, a Super Bowl or anything. Yeah, Liz Warren's got to be right up there in that. Kamala Harris probably draw a Venn diagram of the quarterbacks of both teams.
Then you could head down to the Bogotas with Jill Biden.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, God. Can you imagine? Give me a break. All right, 855-839-12.
Give me a break.
We're going to talk
Gosh
with
almighty.
Sheila Armstrong, and I didn't even get to yet the shooting yesterday of 8 juveniles over there in what used to be a safe neighborhood in Philadelphia, but there is no such thing. And I'll play you what Sherelle Parker, the mayor, said, and I was on board with some of it maybe not. A reporter, though, bothers the police chief and says, what about stop and frisk? Wants to get into a debate about stop and frisk there, where 8 at one place are shot. Right behind her, holding his umbrella, is part of the reason for it, Larry Krasner. Another part of the reason for it is the local media. As the local media reported what I have been, that we're supposed to have a special prosecutor to go after all this nonsense that Krasner diminishes and overlooks. And yet the lackey of Josh Shapiro, the attorney general, has not appointed that special prosecutor yet. That was supposed to happen 30, 40, 50 days ago. Now, not that it's a panacea right away. But what can SEPTA do? This wasn't really on SEPTA. It was on a public street. More cops to do what? What are they going to do in a situation? What are the odds these juveniles in this coordinated attack have records big time? What are the odds the guns are illegal? What are the odds a year or two from now, if we track it down what Krasner did with them, it'll be minimal? They deserve at least 20 to 30 years, if not more, for this. I'd start with 30. I mean, I don't know what the charge ultimately will be, attempted murder and things related to it. But that's borough home. Yeah. What the hell's going on here? Well, it's the Wild West in Philadelphia. That's what's going on. And reporters, instead of asking about Krasner and the special prosecutor, they're asking about stop and frisk. All right, let me give you the side question today.
You ever go for the last chip in the Dorito bag?
I'll be thinking about that tonight. I'm just looking at this picture of Bob Casey. I don't know. It looks like a homophobe to me. Why did he take away the $1 million for the kink parties?
Still left. Most of them are running for president.
Yeah, why did he take away the $1 million for the kink parties at the William Way Center? All right, so side question today. I happened to see this on Twitter. Thought it was a really good one. Give us the all-time bank robbery, or Dan loves this word for some reason, heist. He likes that. He likes that heist.
Yeah, you got to include like diamond heist, jewelry heist.
Yeah, right. He said the word heist 4 times yesterday to me.
Rappelling down from the ceiling,
Yes, rappelling.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
rappelling?
yeah. I said my favorite. You had not seen this. I thought it did work. I don't think it won Academy Awards or anything necessarily, but Dog Day Afternoon is just a brilliant vehicle for Al Pacino.
Nominated for 6 Golden Globes and 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and 1 Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I can get the screenplay. I can get why. It's an unusual screenplay, to put it mildly. It really is well done. The actors are big time in this. So I'll go with Dog Day Afternoon. How about yours?
Was that before or after Godfather for Pacino?
That was after.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have gotten that role, I don't think. He shouldn't have gotten the Godfather role. That was a big leap of faith, but boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a couple off, Dom. How about in the beginning of The Dark Knight with the Joker masks?
Yes.
And I just think it sets the tone for the entire film that it's both dark and serious, or dark, serious, and funny all at the same time, which is a hard thing to accomplish. But also Breaking Bad, Dom, I'm rewatching right now with Maisie. In the first season, they're trying to make some meth with Sudafed or whatever those medications are that you can find in a CVS or something, and they can't use mules, so they decide to do it the old way, like the biker gangs. They need methadone or some kind of other chemical. I'm not familiar with the name, but they go into a bar, break in fantastically with a science experiment, and it looks really cool how they get in, but then they get there and realize how heavy the barrel is, so they have to roll it out like idiots, and they're made fun of by Hank, who is Walt's brother-in-law, and it's just a funny heist because they think of it so well going into it, but on the way out, they think of it so stupidly, rolling out a barrel like that.
Exactly. That's a great one. I like the Joker one a lot because it sets the tone. When the Joker sets $50 million on fire, what do you want? I don't know. Just chaos.
One more for me?
Yeah.
Fun with Dick and Jane, the remake for me. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. You like the original, but the remake I watched over vacation one night because it was the only channel that came in on English. Was WBTV. So I watched it, and it's the story of a guy who essentially fails out his corporation and then has to resort to really horrible things with his wife, to try to make some money. And they end up being a funny husband-wife duo of bank robbers.
Well, the original was George Segal and Jane Fonda, which is amazing. Yeah. All right, 855-839-1210.
Is that the good Jane Fonda or the bad Jane Fonda?
Well, most of the time it's been bad, so I have to think about that. Just think of the guys she's been with. Ted Turner. I'm trying to think after Ted Turner. Was there anybody after Ted Turner? I'm trying to think of the whole. Tom Hayden, Ted Turner, and I think there's a third. Oh, yeah, French film director, Barbella. Yeah, she did that. All right. Hit us with that at the end of your call and any thoughts you have on tonight. I don't think Biden's going to trip going up to steps and all that tonight. In things like this, all you have to do is be able to stand there, not lose your place, let Democrats cheer you, and then have the Praetorian Guard of CNN and MSNBC. That was the speech of Joe Biden's life. Take that. Which one will say that first tonight? Which one is going to go after that and say that first about whatever gibberish he says tonight? Junk fees. All right, 855-839-1210. Yes.
Just when we're talking about the term robbery, while I get this on Twitter, will we accept answers such as sports trades that are very lopsided? No. Okay, not. You want the actual okay.
Yeah, well, that's a good side question though. All-time bad deals. Somebody was robbed. We've done deals, but not that angle.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I think we're looking at a real. There's so many of them. I think
like a bank robbery, or a diamond heist, or
and TV, film, whichever you see. Yes. 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board right now with Dom and Dan on Talk Radio 1210.
Radio 1210 WPHT presents our 7th annual Radiothon to benefit the Travis Manion Foundation. Join us all day Friday, March 22nd. All money raised will go directly towards empowering veterans and families of the fallen to help find healing and unite communities through service. Listen for special guests and exclusive offers, all to help the Travis Manion Foundation. Friday, March 22nd, only on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and the Odyssey app. Thanks to our sponsors, Cherry Hill Volvo, where relationships matter, PA Link to Aging and Disability Resources, Delaware County, and Hoffman's Exterminating, quality service and personalized care for over 34 years. Trust Hoffman to rid your home and business of unwanted pests.
Spring is approaching fast. It's time for you to get into shape and ready for the warmer weather. For over a decade, NJ Diet has helped thousands of people lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. That's nearly twice as fast as weight loss injections and without any of those nasty side effects. NJ Diet uses your hair and saliva along with scans to personalize natural solutions and supplements to get you to shed that fat quickly. Then NJ Diet uses your DNA info to help you keep the weight off. You are fully supervised the entire time to make sure you are burning fat and not just losing water. You even get the doctor's personal email and phone number. Locations close by in King of Prussia, Cherry Hill, and Newark, or available from home with live online video consultations. Call 855-5NJ-DIET, 855-5NJ-DIET, or schedule your consult today at njdiet.com. Get ready for spring weather with njdiet.com.
You've heard about the thousands of patients finally getting relief from chronic joint pain thanks to QC Kinetics non-invasive treatments. And here's one who was determined to avoid surgery. Meet Vicky.
The orthopedic surgeon said, well, you're going to need knee replacement sooner rather than later. I kept hearing commercials about QC Kinetics and thought, well, I'm going to check them out first.
QC Kinetics has treated over 20,000 patients like Vicky around the country. People who were told they needed surgery but chose a more natural, less invasive approach that uses regenerative treatments to help heal and restore painful joints with no downtime.
If QC Kinetics had not been what I expected, I would have gone through with the surgery, but I got so much relief, am now pretty much pain-free that I don't have to have the surgery.
Before going under the knife, you need to check out QC Kinetics. The consultation is free. Call today.
Call QC Kinetics, 215-999-3000. That's 215-999-3000. 215-999-3000.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ziprecruiter.com/radio. That's ziprecruiter.com/radio. ziprecruiter.com/radio.
Free speech lives here with Kale and Company weekday mornings. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
All right, Dom Giordano. We'll bring you the sound when we have it. But the husband and wife duo from the LGBTQ, the husband, COO of the place where kink parties were happening every other Saturday, and they lost $1 million. The wife says they plan to sue. Here we go. I'm looking at NBC 10 to see who they're suing.
Yeah,
Are they
sue
suing?
who?
Yeah, I'm looking to see. They can't sue the city. They have a lawsuit.
Where are you seeing this? Their
NBC,
website
NBC 10.
or their Twitter?
I think it's their website.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, she and her husband are planning to bring a civil suit after the pair were caught in March 2nd. I believe it would be against the state. I don't know how they can sue the city. I've never felt more helpless than in those moments where the state trooper held my husband's life in his hands. Oh, my God. How about the state trooper, lady? With 2 people there, traffic, fighting with a guy, traffic going by at 60 miles an hour. How about following the law? How about getting rid of the tint on your windows? How about starting with that? That's illegal, allegedly. How about registering your car? Is anybody asking anything about this? Here now we'll have another multi-million-dollar lawsuit as detailed by Kevin Mincy, an attorney for the pair. He says they were visiting a family member in Jersey and picking up a vehicle that needed to be serviced. They were headed to a mechanic on 43rd Street. And you headed to a mechanic on 43rd Street, and you're in downtown, right in center city.
I love how baffled you look right now. You gotta look youtube.com/.
Yeah, who does this guy think he's dealing with? Come on here and tell me about how 43rd Street's anywhere near where this appeared to happen to me. In the vehicle needed repairs, followed by her husband in a car behind her. A Pennsylvania state trooper wedged his car between the 2 vehicles before turning his lights on to initiate a stop. The attorney said Darius pulled his car over behind the trooper's vehicle, giving the trooper some space to do his job. Not really true. Once all 3 cars were pulled along, the trooper jumped out before he claimed ever running the plates on the vehicle. The trooper never approached the vehicle. Instead, he turned and he immediately came to Darius's car, the husband. And when he came to his car, he had his gun drawn, the attorney said. He was told to put his hands up, etc. He aimed a gun at Darius, pulled him out of the vehicle from the passenger side. Let's see. When the escalation happened, Morrison jumped out of the vehicle during it could be heard telling the trooper she worked for the mayor. In an act of desperation, just to try and get his attention, she screamed, "I work for the mayor, I work for the mayor." Because sometimes when you're faced with that kind of aggression, you hope you can just say something to get the officer's attention. My God. And these people running the state police, those clowns, they still don't have body cams. Well, you don't know how hard he did. Well, what century are we in here? They might have them in another 3 or 4 weeks. So they're sending this cop out there on his own. He ends up facing the wrong people here because he's actually enforcing the law. He hasn't gotten the memo the Philadelphia cops have that you can't pull someone over for this stuff. And who speaks up for him? Who in the media? Who in the state government? Who in the city government? Only this radio station again. That's the only one saying, what about this guy's side of it? What the heck happened here? Yeah, I just said I worked for the mayor. I was desperate. Really?
I'm seeing the article here, just no audio yet. So
Okay, yeah, as soon as we have the audio. I'm still working on, I thought the exact location was 676. That's not too far from us.
Yeah, it says along a stretch of I-676 near 30th Street Station.
All right. And it was near 30th Street Station.
Yeah.
I don't see it that way. 676 near 30th Street Station. It doesn't look that way to me. All right, I got to look at more of a shot.
I'm just reading. That's from NBC 10, but
Okay.
you're right. Like in the video, it doesn't. Like I initially thought it was 676 down near like Chinatown.
Yeah, or slightly above. Right, that's where it looks like. And somehow or another, 43rd Street enters into it here. Again, another massive lawsuit. Somebody will settle this. How long does it take to investigate stuff like this, by the way? What more do they have to investigate here? They're just letting this, hoping it'll go away, pay these people off, and then everybody will be happy, except for the cop that's put through this. All right, 855-839-1210. You get on board.
I just realized now you can see our building in the background of the video.
Okay.
So you can see the Pico building too with the, lights that go around the top.
Well, that's not quite 30th Street.
Yeah, no, and it's in the distance. So like we're at 30th Street Station.
Yeah.
And it's quite far in the distance here.
I think it's down more toward like 20th or something like that is what it looks like to me. How's that 43rd Street?
It's a weird angle here.
Yeah, it doesn't
look like 676 to me. It looks like 76.
No, it looks like 676. Yeah. So the argument is they were off to get repairs and all, but it has nothing to do with it. What about the tinted windows? What about the no lights on? What about the lack of registration, suspended registration, and all that? What about giving the cop a lot more space since he doesn't know what you're up to? Look, I get it. It's the husband, it's his wife, etc. But he's out there on his own. All right, let's see. Let me take one here before our guest. Let's go to Doug in Phoenixville. Hey, Doug, good afternoon. What do you have today?
Hey, Dom. Hey, I wanted to, you mentioned the Alamo the last couple of days.
Yes.
And talked about the size of the Alamo. The building that's still in San Antonio was part of a much larger complex that was defended. So there's only one remaining building. So it's not quite as small.
Yeah, I realize that. Yeah, I'm not saying that was the entire Alamo, but I mean, it wasn't a massive complex that they were defending. That's the only point I'm trying to make.
You got it. But hey, I wanted to weigh in on my favorite crime film, and that's Fargo. And I think the kidnapping scene sets the tone of the film of unintended consequences. and it's a classic.
Yeah, well, without a doubt. Thank you. Thanks very much. I don't know that that's a heist, though.
Yeah, no, we're looking more for robberies
again,
or heists.
That's okay. We'll make the point. We're looking for a bank robbery, a robbery, a heist, not just a crime like a kidnapping. Yeah, great film, but yeah. All right, we're going to talk with Sheila Armstrong. Sheila is in today's Inquirer because they're getting nervous over there that African Americans are taking another look at Trump. She's also the local head or a member of Moms for Liberty. Well, she was interviewed about this, and she explained why. At 855-839-1210, you get on board. Hey, I've told you over the years about my great dentist, friend, and prosthodontist extraordinaire, Dr. Robert Bentz of the Bentz Dental Group. Recently, I saw Dr. Bentz and the staff for my latest dental appointment. Their staff is second to none. Just walking in, you get that feeling from the receptionist through the people that work on oral care. And then this hygienist, Maria, very gentle in her routine of cleaning your teeth, but a taskmaster. She gave me 7 tips I still have written up at home, Rose following them now, to start making part of my dental routine. And they all made sense. Like, I don't know about you, Dan. I don't think I ever concentrated on brushing inside the teeth. It's like, who knew?
Not until I went to Mr. Benz.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dr. Benz.
Dr. Benz. So it may have been a while since your last visit, but there's no judgment for that from anybody. You can tell Dr. Bob and his wife, Dr. Sarah, they set the tone for everyone. The entire staff keeps things running smoothly. Laura, the new office manager, Nancy, Madison, Shelby, you'll meet. Get that beautiful smile, too, that you've always wanted. Visit BentzDentalGroup.com or call for that appointment today at 610-272-6949. The Bentz Dental Group, 610-272-6949.
Over 10 years ago, we realized how important saving family memories was, and we wanted to help. Legacy Box started from that passion and has now helped over 1 million families digitally preserve their film reels, VHS tapes, and photos. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. What started with the 2 of us in a garage is now over 200 trained professionals. Legacy Box is a safe and secure way to put all your favorite family memories on an easy-to-view digital format like a thumb drive, DVD, or the cloud.
We ship you a sturdy Legacy Box to fill with all your outdated media, safety barcodes to track your items throughout the process, and a prepaid mailing label. Legacy Box has been featured by Good Morning America and The Today Show. Not bad for 2 kids in a garage.
That's true, Nick. And here's the best part. We always wanted to make it affordable to preserve your entire collection, so we're offering 50% off.
Visit legacybox.com/value to take advantage of this exclusive offer. That's legacybox.com/value to save 50%. legacybox.com/value.
All right, guys, do you want to boost your confidence? Do you need an extra jump to your performance this year? Well, perhaps your big take in the bedroom has slipped over the years as Father Time catches up with you. Well, I've got the solution just for you. It's Blue Chew. Romance with your partner should be the best part of your day, and you need to be ready. That's why I suggest BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form at a fraction of the cost. And Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so there's no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy, and it ships right to your door in a discreet package. And here's a special deal to Kale & Company listeners. Try Blue Chew for free. That's right, free when you use promo code 1210 at checkout. Just pay the $5 for shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code 1210 to receive your first month free. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA. Trust me, men, your partner will love the reinvigorated you. BlueChew.com, promo code 1210. Do it today. Thank me later.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. Now is the time to book an ultimate kids spring break getaway at my happy place, the beautiful oceanfront Grand Hotel in Cape May. Available March 24th through April 4th. Book 2 nights, save 5%. Stay 3 or 4 nights, save 10%. Stay 5 nights or more nights, and save 15% off regular rates. Breakfast included in all packages. Enjoy their indoor heated pool, restaurant, arcade for the kids, and so much more. Book direct with them for the best rates. Call 800-257-8550 or visit them at grandhotelcapemay.com.
At Cherry Hill Volvo, an XC40 can be leased for as low as $459 and an XC90 leased for as low as $629. Interest rates are as low as 4%. Along with Volvo-sponsored incentives, the Cherry Hill Volvo offers are very aggressive. When purchasing or leasing a new Cherry Hill Volvo, special additional incentives will be given when the transaction is completed by March 18th. Spring into Cherry Hill Volvo now for these incredibly fabulous offers.
Chronic pain, cancer, fatigue. Find out about the benefits of medical hydration therapy on Health Watch with Dr. Molly Fantasia every Sunday morning at 8 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Weather sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
Dry weather has returned to the Delaware Valley today. It'll stay mostly cloudy with a high temperature well above average at 58. For tonight, quiet, partly cloudy with a low 42. And another mild day on Friday, partly sunny with a high near 60.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in an accident and would like to know the value of your case, go to forthepeople.com to see cases just like yours. You see, all lawyers are not the same. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, broadcasting from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
Do I have a good one? Biden soliciting before the State of the Union tonight former guys that played presidents about how to be the president tonight. One of them was Morgan Freeman.
Oh.
And Morgan Freeman said, when in my capacity as president, all I had to deal with was a meteor. I will make you stand in suspense to tell you the advice from Morgan Freeman to Joe Biden about the key word to say tonight. And you're probably going to hear it 50 times. As my friend Morgan Freeman said in dealing with the meteor. All right, I'll hold the word back. Oh, my God. I hope
Did he call him Dennis Haysbert, too? David Palmer from 24?
Yeah, who are the
President
former
Palmer?
presidents? Yeah, President Palmer should be in there.
Martin Short, call him in. Or not Martin Short, Martin Sheen, sorry.
Yeah, God. Yeah, that's he's talking to former presidents about how to present it tonight. Oh, my, they've
Has
left.
Martin Short ever played president?
I think he may have. They left no stone unturned. All right, let's talk to Sheila Anderson, featured in today's Inquirer by Sheila Armstrong, who went off looking for African Americans in this area who support President Trump, as strange as that seems to the Inquirer. Sheila is founder and COO of Cooking, the number 4, Autism. Cookingforautism.org is the website, and the leader of Moms for Liberty. A lot of 4s in here, the number 4 in the Philadelphia chapter. Friends of the show, Moms for Liberty. Let's go to Sheila here on Talk Radio 1210. Sheila, welcome in. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, when Janice Armstrong called you with this kind of angle, and she did interview several prominent African Americans, was her tone that this is pretty strange, or was she, just trying to figure out why?
She was honestly just trying to figure out why.
Okay.
She just was truly interested in why are these Black folks supporting Trump? She didn't understand it, and I love the fact that she was open-minded throughout the whole conversation of it.
Now, I saw they talked about some of the people in the article, and you may have mentioned it, Sheila, too, funding for historically Black colleges, things of that nature, some of the criminal justice reform. But is there something else about the Trump years that might get your support?
Well, there's a lot that's going on through the Trump years that do our support. What my team and I did was we created a short fact list and a fact sheet on all the things Trump did for the Black community. And we created this fact sheet because I work with the Black community, and we have a distrust of media, government, everything. And it's just because of what we've been through historically. So because of the mistrust that we have of the information that comes through the pipeline, me and my team felt as though it was important to create a fact sheet on everything that it is. So, and what I do is I can highlight just some of it because we have over 20 facts on this sheet. So, for instance, economics. During the Trump administration, the lowest Black unemployment in 50 years was during the Trump administration, just on the economic side. Okay, you spoke about the education. Trump was the first one to historically put money in the actual budget and made it a line item in the federal budget for the HBCUs. So every year, $250 million is already itemized for the historic Black colleges across the thing. When we talk about the criminal justice reform, President Trump is the one that created and passed and signed it, the First Step Act. The First Step Act is a criminal justice bill that pretty much took back away some of the minimum sentences with the crimes and things of that nature, which we already know affected the Black American community. And we also know that, unfortunately, Joe Biden, we look as the creator of the criminal justice bills. So Donald Trump undid what Joe Biden did. Joe Biden created criminal justice bills that oppressed the Black community. Trump undid that with the First Step Act.
Now, Sheila, let me interject one that I don't support with Trump, and I think you differ on this. You see it in a different way. I'm not African American, so we'll take your view on it. I support Trump in that he has taken one for the team. Well, 91 indictments, et cetera. It's overkill. It's weaponizing. It's two-tiered system of justice. But I don't support it when he says people in the Black community support me because, I'm like a criminal figure or something. What do you hear, though? You told the Inquirer something you hear differently when Trump talks about that.
Well, I hear differently because of the fact that as a Black woman that grew up and raised here in Philadelphia all my life, I've seen the injustice in our criminal justice system. And what we're seeing, what's going on with Trump, is the same discrimination, the same injustice that us as the Black community receive. And I bring up this one case, and I tell people this is right here where I notice the injustice of what is going on with the system and why I feel as though it's a targeted attack. It's definitely a targeted attack on President Trump. And this is the reason why I support him. And that one case that I bring up and speak about is just about the classified documents case. With the classified documents case, everybody that was in leadership was found with classified documents at places that did not belong. Whether it was Trump and then Mar-a-Lago, whether it was Biden and the headquarters in Delaware County, Mitch McConnell, Pitt, everybody that they investigated had classified documents at places that was not supposed to be at. But the only person that is getting persecuted off of these classified documents is Donald Trump.
Now you're
that
in
right there.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
You're in Philadelphia, as I am. So Sheila, is it real? I mean, it seems otherworldly that a Republican, in some of the polling Janice Armstrong has in the paper today, and you've seen this, he's over 20% with African American voters. Latinos, it's even better than that. Yeah, it seems to be a bit on the high side. If he gets 15% in this presidential election here in Philadelphia, even, he'll win Pennsylvania. So why is that you're starting to see more people? Is it that people can talk about it? Is it more underground?
Well, we could do a comparison also. We talking about it is definitely on the underground. It's the relatability of, and like I said, the comparison. I always offer the counterpart to create a list, a fact sheet of what their person, President Biden, did for the Black community. No disrespect to any other culture or anything like that. But my passion and my heart is for the Black community because I'm Black. I see the injustice that's going on. We always saw the injustice. We always saw the government weaponized against our Black community. That's why we had stop and frisk and things of that nature. We always felt government weaponized against us. What is concerning us and why we're talking about on the ground is now we're seeing the government being weaponized against their own white people. All right. And
Trump, of course, your Moms for Liberty chapter head here. Trump, of course, is big for a school choice. Joe Biden and others, it's anathema to them. And that is a huge issue of freedom to allow your children and other kids to go to the best school they can find.
Yes, and I'm a big advocate for that. I was actually one of the parents that sued the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and we just won the court case last year. It was the the state funding lawsuit William Penn School District versus the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, where we was able to show the bias in the funding of the schools. I am very big advocate on school choice. The fact that parents should be able to choose where to send their children, the money should follow the children, and then a lot of things could be resolved if our legislator do things and put the things in place that we've been advocating for in education. We have a actual fair funding formula that will allocate the money properly, but they're not trying to use that. We did the costing out study, so we know how much it costed for our children. And then it's a lot when it comes to education. Education for me is where the Civil War and civil rights is at right now. For Black people, we always had to fight for education, for good education. You know, I'm against the fact that we got poor schools, failing schools, and you're making parents stick with these schools that is failing. You're not giving them options. You're not giving them choices. And this is why I support the school voucher system and getting vouchers, and that the funding should follow the child. And when people talk about, the public school district we got to stop accepting the argument of scarcity.
Yeah, exactly.
As people of faith, and I always go back to my faithfulness, God provides us everything. He tells us we have all that we need. So for us as people, and continue to accept this argument of scarcity, it's budget season right now, and one thing I will not do, I will not go and do the lobbying in the budget like other education advocates do to put more money in the budget, because I refuse. If our government, if our Congress can raise and pass a bill, trillions of dollars to give to other countries for war, you cannot tell me that our Congress, our legislator, cannot pass a bill to raise the money up so we can have an education system where across this country where everybody getting a good quality education. Look at and I fight off the report. Just so you know, Dom, I consider myself a truth speaker. So I go off of the facts of other people, because people did the research. The biggest fact we know the military. I go off of their research. The military did a report, and people are graduating from high school that cannot even pass the entrance exam.
Yeah, without
Something
a doubt.
is
Sheila, let
wrong.
me interrupt. Tell me quickly, would you, about Cooking for Autism, cookingforautism.org. What's that about?
Yes. So what Cooking for Autism, that's how I got into advocacy. My son is autistic, but loves to cook. And I tell people that we use cooking to, quote unquote, break his autism. When he was diagnosed with autism, he was nonverbal, not speaking and everything. And he had a passion for cooking. So what I do in advocacy is I advocate for other special needs parents. That's why I work so closely with Moms for Liberty, because what a lot of people don't realize is that special needs children is not discussed, and we always got to continue to put a voice up for them. All right, when they adding things into the curriculum, such as DEI stuff, all that stuff is going on. When you have a child that is special needs and don't understand that they're not comprehending things on the same level of other people, this is why the advocacy is necessary. That's why, for me, education is my civil right, my civil war, and where the battle of everything is. And it also goes back to what God tells us. Hosea 4:6. I put a scripture to all my work. My people perish for lack of knowledge.
Thank you,
that
Sheila.
right there.
I see
Yeah.
why Janice called you. Thank you. We'll invite you back again, and we'll talk with you soon.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank
You're
you
welcome.
for everything you're doing for just making sure the voice of the people is heard.
Thank you. Sheila Armstrong here on Talk Radio 1210. All right, that's quite a laundry list for Trump. And on the other side, what would Joe Biden point to? Coming up at 1 o'clock, we're going to talk with Jeff Van Drew. What's it like to sit in that chamber tonight? What's he anticipating? You know, Jason and Bridget Latier want you to join Captain Chucky's in celebration of National Crab Cake Day this Saturday, March 9th. This Saturday is also Beans Paul, which is the biggest fundraising effort for DIPG research, which is the cause created by Captain Chucky's. And the Phoenix Bowl crab cake, it benefits the Phoenix Bowl crab cake. This Saturday at Newtown Square, Westtown, and Mullica Hill locations, Captain Chucky's will be selling their Philomena's crab cakes, 2 for $20. All the profits from these 3 locations on Friday and Saturday will go to Storm the Heavens Fund in honor of DIPG research. Eat delicious crab cakes for a great cause this weekend at Newtown Square, Westtown, and Monica Hill locations. You got to try, too, that brand new Bang Bang Jumbo Lump Crab Cake. Delicious, creamy 5-ounce jumbo lump crab cake with a kick for those that like to spice it up with some heat. Check your store for availability. Captain Chucky's, too, uses only the highest quality ingredients. Their Gulf shrimp, always a huge hit. Always wild caught, never farm raised. My favorite, those delicious Dom rolls. Get them and get the Philomena crab cakes this weekend. Newtown Square, Westtown, and Monica Hill. And for overall, there's a Captain Chucky's near you. Just visit welovecrabcakes.com. welovecrabcakes.com.
Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10.
The Department of Veterans Affairs just banned the J-Day Kiss photo from all department facilities.
Imagine coming home and kissing a beautiful woman in Times Square.
This photo is not inclusive enough. It's a guy kissing a gal.
What should he have done? Asked her what her pronouns were first? Did they have pronouns in the 40s?
Can we just wave the white flag, please?
Yeah. You know what? I value exclusivity. I don't want to be bothered by any of you deranged lunatics. Leave me alone.
Start your day with Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Renowned physicist Sir Isaac Newton's third law of physics states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Frank Cardillo has been a crash-proof consumer since 2015 and knows Newton's law also applies to the stock market. The record high that we have seen in 2024 will be followed by an equal and opposite reaction, a new record low for Wall Street.
I know in life that what goes up must come down. And the more things go up, the bigger the low. The remarkable thing about Crash Proof is that it is impossible to lose. In the worst of down years, I'm losing nothing, zero. I've received almost 7% interest in the last few years. I'm very comfortable with that. Wall Street eventually will crash. It's only a matter of time. The Crash Proof retirement system is the best way to protect your assets.
The time to protect your nest egg is now, before Wall Street hits a new record low. Register for our next event at Spring Mill Manor, March 19th, 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
If you're looking for that perfect piece of furniture, you have to check out Bucks County Estate Traders. They have the largest in-stock inventory in the region, and I mean largest, enough to fill a 58,000 square foot showroom. Quality, high-end furniture and accessories, modern, traditional, mid-century, all types of European styles, current pieces, as well as antiques. They'll arrange to ship anywhere, or you can pick up in store. So visit them on Bethlehem Pike in Hatfield or at buckscountyestatetraders.com.
Do you know your numbers? What numbers? Your heart health numbers, your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your blood sugar, and your body mass index. They're important, so ask your doctor. Learn your numbers, and if something doesn't seem right with them, see a Deborah specialist at one of our offices throughout South Jersey. After all, when it's your heart, you don't take chances. Find a specialist near you at demanddeborah.org.
You're all set with your new Navien water heater.
I can't wait to take a shower without running out of hot water. I'm just going to love my Navien tankless water heater. I just want to say
Oh, no need to say that, ma'am. You'll always love Navien's high efficiency that will save you money on gas bills compared to other water heaters.
I love how I have more space with its wall-hanging design. Please let me say
Nope, sorry, miss. I know you appreciate it, but I can't let you say it.
Why not?
Because with Navien, it's a tankless job.
How long you been waiting to use that?
You'd be surprised.
Find a Navien installer near you at tanklessmadesimple.com.
As an educator, Mr. Nelson's teachings are still being quoted in schools.
Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world.
Mr. Nelson taught hope.
Everyone can rise above their circumstances if they are dedicated and passionate.
And giving our best efforts.
It's always impossible until it's done.
Mr. Nelson Mandela's teachings not only united a nation, they inspire us today. Inspiration. Pass it on from passiton.com.
Hey, Southampton. We know your favorite station is Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
All right, it is Dom time. Pretty interesting from Sheila Armstrong, some of the reasons to support President Trump. We'll get your reaction on that. We may or may not hear from Jeff Andrew. He's on the floor voting right now. We're working on it throughout the show, but it'll be on tomorrow, definitely. Our buddy Griff Jenkins on Twitter has a picture of this guy at the razor line there, the razor wire line, Eagle Pass. This guy's hardworking. And he asked the guy who speaks English, why are you wearing that Biden-Harris T-shirt? And the guy says, so they'll let me in. There you go. Good night, everybody. There it is right there. They know. It's going to be interesting tonight. Does he pivot and say executive order? No, I just think he bashes Republicans. Somehow or another, conservatives, Republicans, they're the people that did this. And Mike Testa, State Senator Mike Testa.
I do have that audio, I think.
Okay. And 1 second. Mike, go ahead.
Oh, it's in Spanish.
Okay. Yeah, quick translation. So they'll let me in. Joe Biden sucks. That's what he said.
I have it on so they can let me in, is what he
Yes.
said.
Okay. Mike Testa's got a poll up. Which one, and you can tell me on Twitter otherwise, is going to be more cringeworthy, Biden or the Phil Murphy budget address? I still got to go with Biden. I'm betting on
no
Biden.
doubt it's Biden.
Yeah, he will come through. The hair is almost as the hair might be worse. You got that going on. I don't know if he'll tell a whale joke though, like Phil Murphy did. You know, there'll probably be some humor there tonight. All right, 855-839-1210.
It's funny, I'm not getting any more complaints. There must be no whales 40 miles offshore.
I'm still betting on Biden. He's got a lot more to cringe here.
That was pretty bad.
And going to Dr. Jill Biden in the bodegos or whatever the heck she called them.
Bogotas.
And
Yeah,
they're kind of like a taco, which you call people in San Antonio, like a fresh taco. My God. Say it in Spanish tonight, Dr. Jill. All right, big 1 o'clock hour coming up. Talk Radio 1210.
This is Larry Steinhaus with Investor Schooling. Are you ready for retirement? Have you prepared everything you need? Well, in Investor Schooling, we will teach you ways to better prepare for your retirement using real estate and the stock market. But you need to learn how to do it right, and that's what we teach. At Investor Schooling, we sell nothing but education. Come to Investor Schooling and learn how to have a better retirement. Go to investorschooling.com and RSVP right now for this Thursday's class at 7 o'clock. Go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com. This is Larry Steinhaus with Investor Schooling. Are you tired of hearing about the recession that's coming? Are you prepared for it? Well, listen, at investorschooling.com, we're going to teach you ways to prepare for the recession that you didn't even know existed. We're going to teach you strategies on how to use real estate. We're going to teach you strategies how to use the stock market properly. That's right. You can even make money in the stock market when the stock market goes down. Hey, go to investorschooling.com and register for a free class this Thursday night, and you will learn all of these techniques. Go to investorschooling.com right now. RSVP for this Thursday. We'll see you there.
Hi, Stephanie from Emmons. Are you not loving your bathroom? Is the King's Throne looking a little outdated and run down? Let Emmons Design Specialists design a bathroom that you will love and one that Emmons will redo in as little as 1 day. An affordable, maintenance-free bathroom with little to no inconvenience to you and your family. With finance options available, there's really only one problem. Your bathroom will be so nice, your king may never want to come out. Call Emmons today at 856-885-6677 or visit us on our website at callemmons.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free.
Endurance has paid hundreds of millions in claims. Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-298-9145. That's 800-298-9145. 800-298-9145.
Today, everyone is trying to eat healthier and eat more fresh foods. Well, that also goes for your four-legged friends. Hi, I'm George Parenti, the lead dog at the Dogs and Cats Rule stores. If you are not aware of the new generation of fresh food diets available for your four-legged friends, then you are missing out. At Dogs and Cats Rule, we carry a wide-ranging selection of fresh foods that includes raw, gently cooked, freeze-dried, air-dried, and baked. To learn more, visit any of our 7 locations. Dogs and Cats Rule. Shop small, shop local, shop family.
and paid for by 24/7 Holdings, LLC.
Attention business owners. Are you tired of those hefty credit card fees cutting into your profits? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Thanks to the Dodd-Frank Act, there's now a game-changing solution to save you at least 95% on your processing expenses, guaranteed. Imagine processing unlimited transactions for as low as $49 a month. Our patented software gives your customers 2 price points based on how they pay, full or credit card price. It's that simple. And here's the best part. You can enjoy 24/7 support, next-day funding, a virtual terminal, online gateway, and ACH processing. Our patented solution is available in all 50 states, making it the go-to choice for thousands of businesses looking to eliminate processing fees for good. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, call 800-396-1171 now. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to save 95% on processing fees, guaranteed. Call 800-396-1171 and make the change today. That's 800-396-1171. Again, 800-396-1171.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
It is Dom time. Welcome in, everyone. Big day here tonight. And this will be big down the road. I can't say fully why yet, Dan, but Rand Paul's got a great thing up on Twitter today because tonight, one of the leaders, I'm not sure if they have a president or prime minister from Sweden, is going to be in attendance. The reason for that is Sweden was just admitted to NATO. And Biden wants to use this guy to pivot toward talking about NATO, Ukraine, etc. Rand Paul posted on Twitter today, laissez-faire Sweden had the lowest mortality rate in Europe from 2020 to 2022, the height of COVID. Many more people in Sweden are alive today because Anders Tegnell understands the economic lesson of secondary consequences better than many economists. The secondary effect of it is this. You shut everything down. And what are some of the things that happened, if you remember? People couldn't go and get various health screenings, colonoscopies, heart, cancer, and all the rest of it. And the argument is many more people would have died if Sweden had done what we did. And I've said all along that, look, the first few weeks of this, who knew anything? We've all said that. Okay. But after that, as time went on, it became obvious what was going to happen, the downside of this, including putting people in nursing homes with COVID and all the things that happened here. So tonight, when you see the guy from Sweden and they point that out, NATO, et cetera, think of what Rand Paul's pointing to. And he's been the biggest and best voice on this. There's still not a reckoning with Fauci and these others, including Biden, on COVID. Now, I just saw this, that President Biden tomorrow, and this intrigues me, this battle. I maintain at least 1, 2, or 3, maybe even number 1. The fate of our country depends upon suburban Philadelphia. Because I believe, as you know, if you win Pennsylvania, you're going to be president. Now, I know other things can happen with the scramble of the swing states and all that, but I just think any projections that I see, you win Pennsylvania, you're going to win the presidency. That's why I said I would put my best people, my resources, I'm pushing it all in. I don't care whatever else happens. I'm winning Pennsylvania. That's what I would advise with the Trump people. Dan, could that be Jeff Van Drew maybe here? All right, we'll see. We know he's voting. I want to go to him right away and not hold him up if it is Congressman Jeff Van Drew. I'll tell you where President Biden's going to be tomorrow in Delco. Yep, let's bring in Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Hey, Congressman, if you're voting right now, we could offer some advice. What are you voting on?
No, I just actually spoke on a piece of legislation called the Lincoln Riley Act, and it basically ensures that any illegal who commits a crime is detained, and then if he goes through the process, deported. We shouldn't even need to do this, Dom. I mean, this is something that's common sense. The president has the power to do it. Nevertheless, we're putting a bill up and many other bills. I have my own bill that any police officer that's assaulted by an illegal that person has to be detained and has to be deported if found guilty as well. I mean, we've really got to protect our Americans. We've let people in from every corner of the earth, including tens of thousands of Chinese nationals. We don't know who they are. We don't know where they came from. We don't know what they're going to do or what they're about. You can't prevail as a country in what this president and this Congress, the Democrats anyhow, are doing to the country.
Without a doubt. Now, I know there's a movement too, and I don't know how you guys are trying to do this. Maybe you can tell listeners to take Lincoln Riley's name and get that to be said in the State of the Union, or at least to get it to be prominent tonight. So what is it you're trying to do?
Well, the point is, the president has never mentioned her name once. And by the way, there are many others. I spoke today about a 16-year-old young lady from Texas. I spoke about a state trooper over the weekend that was killed. And all of these cases are not only people who have broken the law because they've illegally entered the country, but then they committed crimes in the country and were paroled and let right out to do it over and over again. And of course, as very often happens with those that are criminals, their crimes keep getting worse. This young 16-year-old girl lost her life in Texas. This state trooper has lost his life. And there are others. There are minors that have been raped. I'm not saying that every single illegal is capable of this, but you can't have a system where you're letting people in the country and don't know what they're about, who they are. And the bottom line is, President Biden has yet once to mention any of their names or to speak about these horrific tragedies.
Yeah, that's a great point to ask and to continue to ask that. Any of them, it doesn't have to be just this one, to your point. Oh, I saw Speaker Johnson yesterday, and I like this, but Democrats are saying that guys like Jeff Andrew and others who support this stuff are anti-law enforcement, and that is some of the cuts proposed to the DOJ, some of the cuts to the FBI. I think it was around 6%. And I'm as pro-law enforcement, and you are, as anybody. But the bottom, I'll play it for you, Congressman, here. It's brief. Here's Mike Johnson, what he said.
We have advanced. And we also advanced, as you've seen the summary, cuts to some of the agencies that we believe are really overreaching and have been turned in some ways against the American people. We're going to cut 3% from DOJ, 7% from the ATF, 6% from the FBI, and 10% from the EPA. And that's just a start. We have a lot more priorities and things that we need to advance. But the reality is, as we all recognize, is that we have to grow the House majority, take back the Senate for the Republican Party, and win the White House.
So are you supportive of most of that?
Oh, I'm supportive of it. The problem, I did not vote for the appropriations bills, and I'll tell you why. And first of all, Speaker Johnson's a great guy. He's doing the very best he can under extremely impossible circumstances. We have a razor-thin majority, and even if a few people don't agree and you want to move forward with a particular agenda, you're unable to do it. So I don't blame him for anything. However, in those appropriations bills, there were some good things like that, and it doesn't hurt law enforcement. They wanted to build a new FBI building and some other things that weren't essential to actual law enforcement. The bottom line is that these agencies, in some ways, and you and I have talked about it, have been weaponized. So we had field offices that were going to send undercover agents into traditional Roman Catholic churches. We had agents going into school board meetings, going after parents that were concerned about their children. The list goes on. I mean, it was weaponized just against average American working people. If you mention the name MAGA, Donald Trump, if you're somebody that shops in a store like Bass Pro Shops, this is all true. They're looking at what you're doing. If you're conservative, so those things are wrong, and these agencies have to get back on track. They do some good work. They're important, but they've done some very bad things as well. But, in these appropriations bills, I just want people to know, we had an amendment in there that would have said the wind turbines cannot move forward on the East Coast until the Governmental Accountability Office comes back and makes their statements about what has occurred and what's going on with the wind industry. That was taken out. That would have at least given us a year to prepare for what they're going to do and to try to stop this horrific wind industry. There were things in there, amendments that we got in there that would have prevented funding for illegals to get legal counsel for free, to pay for their legal fees. That was taken out. We shouldn't be paying for their legal fees.
Exactly.
There was a provision in there that said that you can't count legals in the census. That was taken out. So there were, and by the way, the top line at the end of the day is going to be even more than some of the Pelosi budgets. I know it was a compromise, but there were too many things in there that to me just weren't good. You know, we've got to protect Medicare and Social Security. We are in more debt than anybody can really even fathom or understand. And it's got to stop because we're going to lose everything if we keep going in this direction.
Congressman Jeff Van Drew with us. Congressman, take us inside State of the Union, what it's like there. I mean, sometimes they show people nodding off. It's got to be difficult when you start hearing some of these laundry lists. What's it like? You've been in a few State of the Unions at least now. Give us a sense of what it's like in the room.
This will be my sixth. They're all different. You know, Donald Trump's were very exciting, and I believe he really got to the point. This is going to be a tool today for re-election for Joe Biden. He's going to talk about how the economy is good and Bidenomics is amazingly good. But what we know is what people feel when they go to the store, when they want to buy an automobile, when they want to buy a home, that basically the cost of living, just surviving in this country since Joe Biden has been president, is reached almost a 20% increase, or $1,000 a month, not a year, $1,000 a month more. We know that. We know that the foreign policy has been a disaster in Afghanistan, in the Mideast, in Ukraine. We know that. It doesn't matter what he says about these issues. We know when it comes to public safety that crime is up, that all our cities are much more dangerous than they ever were, again, due to the policies of this administration and liberal DAs and ultra-liberal prosecutors. We know it all. We know that our judicial system, and when I say I actually mean the Department of Justice has been weaponized to go against Americans, to go against political adversaries of the administration, and we know that is wrong as well. So the president can speak on it, and of course I'm going to be open-minded and listen, and maybe today he's going to announce that he completely is going to change his ways. I would look forward to doing that. I have a feeling not. I mean, I was on the floor just 5 minutes ago, right before I got on with you, arguing about passing a bill that would detain and deport those who are illegal and commit crimes in the United States. To be honest with you, everybody should be detained, and if they don't belong here, they should be deported. I mean, it shouldn't take a crime, but at the very minimum.
Exactly.
But you know what? The other side was arguing and debating with us.
Well, the American people are seeing this, so, you know, hold firm on that. We know that you will. We'll be watching tonight. Is there a particular word or phrase tonight that you'll roll your eyes the most at that we should be watching for? With us, it's going to be when he points to Bob Casey, Congressman, and credits him with teaching him about shrinkflation and greedflation. We think that's going to happen. I know I have some wine stored up for that. Maybe champagne on that one. How about you?
I wish I could share a bottle of wine with you, but it would look bad on the floor.
Well, invite me sometime as one of your guests. I'll bring my whole wine chest there. We'll do it after. We'll need it afterward. But
actually, I'm a Scotch drinker. I'll need a few sips when I get done with.
What kind of Scotch is yours?
Macallan is my favorite.
Okay.
Macallan is I love all Scotch, but Macallan's my favorite. But the bottom line is what I'm going to look for. I know what I'm going to hear, and I won't roll my eyes. I respect the president's office. It has nothing to do with the individual human being who holds that office. But I mean, I sure am not going to stand up and clap when he talks about the wonderful, supposedly bipartisan immigration bill that couldn't even get out of the Senate, which was a horrible bill that did nothing for catch and release, did nothing to, continue building the wall, did nothing about a stay in Mexico policy, did nothing about more technology on the border, did nothing about reinstating something like Title 42 at the border. We just have to button up the border, but he's going to dance around it and say that Republicans want an open border, which is counterintuitive because they wouldn't go for this bill. That bill was a pretend bill to pretend like you were doing something, but actually doing nothing. It was the only thing worse than doing nothing at all. So that's going to make me roll my eyes. And the word Bidenomics is going to make me roll my eyes as well. And he's going to talk about Ukraine, how no matter how much it takes, no matter how long it is, no matter how much debt we've got to go in, even if we've got to cut essential services to Americans, he just want to keep pumping that country with money. And I feel bad for the Ukrainian people, but we wouldn't even be there if we had had a strong president.
Absolutely. Well, enjoy tonight as much as you can. Thanks for the Scotch knowledge now. So I know in the future we get together what to be looking for. Thank you, Congressman. Thanks for your time as always.
You got it. Take care.
All right, Dan, put that on our list. I'm sure we can, arrange that at Mulligan's for one of the things this summer, hopefully. That'll be a way to get
Scotch tasting with Van Drew.
A Scotch tasting with, that's a tasting there with various people would be.
We can get a Scotch company involved.
Yeah, wait. In fact, I do have here the State Stores report, the most popular alcohol and wine in Pennsylvania. Oh God, it's hard to believe people are drinking this stuff to me en masse. But
Fireball still number one?
Yes, Fireball.
Is it really?
Yes, but guess what people like? And I think they kid themselves and say they're not really drinking that much. The tiny booze bottles, the 50 milligram, 99-cent screw tops, find their way into shows and sporting events, are top sellers at the PLCB.
Yeah, little nips.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what the hell is Fireball cinnamon whiskey?
It's disgusting.
My God.
No, it's not good. I don't know why people are obsessed with this thing. I guess the cinnamon hides the taste of the alcohol, and that's why it's.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
It tastes like the candy. You know the Fireball candies?
Oh, okay.
The hard candies?
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's why it's called Fireball. It tastes just like that, but it's not good at all.
It's probably just cirrhosis of the liver. Right on plate.
Is there liquor on there called Screwball? SKREWBALL?
No, most of them are New Amsterdam vodka, Tito's handmade vodka. Tito's handmade vodka is on your
stateside
3 times.
Stateside on there? That's a Philadelphia one.
99 peach schnapps, 99
really
Long Island iced
99
tea
bananas.
schnapps. Yes, Crown Rosé vodka and Yukon Jack liqueur. Oh my God,
really?
Oh God,
I'm surprised. Screwball is the one that's growing popularity. I see it replacing Fireball because that's it's peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah, Fireball sales dipped from 4.63 million to 4.08, but that's a lot of Fireball. I'll give you the wine later on in the show. All right, give me a reaction here to Jeff Andrew and what they're trying to do with Lake and Riley. No, he won't say the name. He won't say the name of any of these people. And I'll give you what Morgan Freeman, Biden told him, because Freeman played a president. What he told him is the one word to think about tonight. Oh, my God, Biden with this word. 855-839-1210. You get in with Dom and Dan on Talk Radio 1210.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT presents our 7th annual Radiothon to benefit the Travis Manion Foundation. Join us all day Friday, March 22nd. All money raised will go directly towards empowering veterans and families of the fallen to help find healing and unite communities through service. Listen for special guests and exclusive offers, all to help the Travis Manion Foundation. Friday, March 22nd, only on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and the Odyssey app. Thanks to our sponsors, Emmons Roofing, Windows and Solar, emmonsroofing.com, Mick Coslin Lock Service, specializing in high-tech keys and remotes, locks, the letter N, keys.com, and Steam Fitters Local Union 420, serving the Philadelphia area since 1903. We do it right the first time.
Hi, it's Rich Zioli. I'm joined here today by my friend, the co-president and CEO of Cooper University Healthcare, the one and only Dr. Anthony Mazzarelli. Dr. Maz and I are here to tell you about our buddy, Dr. Mike Venaria. Not only is he my dentist, he's my family's dentist as well. And not sure if you knew this, he's Dr. Maz's dentist too.
That's right, Rich. Dr. Mike Venaria is and has been my dentist also. And, doctors choosing doctors, that can be quite a selective process. And not only do I go to him, but for years, my sister and my niece and my nephew, the whole family goes.
Well, it's no secret. We're all delighted by the care that Dr. Mike Venaria and his award-winning team provide, and you need to check him out.
Whether you're looking for pediatric, general, cosmetic, implant dentistry, you don't need to look any further. Dr. Venaria's office does everything. Dr. Venaria's office also exceeds all CDC guidelines and has always maintained the strictest infection control, like their centralized UV sterilization of airflow, which is incredibly important to me.
Locations are right over the bridge in Cinnaminson and Woodbury. Your perfect smile's waiting. Call 856-786-2020 or visit venariadental.com.
14 years from today, Jen Gomez will transform her tiny backyard garden into an organic microfarm, all because she's future-proofing her house and garden today with home safety resources from AARP's Home Fit Guide, so she can share her harvest with the community she loves for years to come. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join AARP Philly for a free AARP Home Fit Workshop Saturday, March 16th at 12 p.m. Sign up at aarp.org/yourhome.
Fargo, the new virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Terms and conditions apply. Your mobile carrier's availability and message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
See Joe Conklin's comedy show at St. Matt's in Conshohocken, Saturday, April 6th, supporting Plymouth Whitemarsh High School baseball. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com. joeconklin.com!
Lose 20 to 40 plus pounds guaranteed with NJ Diet. NJ Diet uses DNA and blood work to help you lose weight and keep it off. Tune into their radio show Sundays at 2 or visit njdiet.com.
Don't miss the Education Show with Dom Giordano every Sunday morning at 5:30. Find out how you can help your child or grandchild succeed. Sponsored by New Hope Academy.
Hey, Joe DeCamera here to tell you why Family and Company Jewelers on Route 70 in Marlton, New Jersey is South Jersey's diamond destination and your trusted jeweler for quality, service, and price. You can choose from the largest selection of engagement rings in the area, or you can have their master jewelers create a custom one-of-a-kind ring just for your special day. Visit their showroom or shop online at familyjewelers.com. That's familyjewelers.com. Family and Company Jewelers, South Jersey's diamond destination.
Follow Talk Radio 1210 on Instagram and Facebook at 1210 WPHT.
All right, Dom Giordano's show. I should have taken this one off the board. Today is a side question. Apropos, I saw it on Twitter, and I love it. Heist, robberies, TV or film. Give us an all-time one. The guy who put it on Twitter made it a bank robbery, but we kind of spread it out a little bit more. This stand could be a winner. Mike in Hamilton. Hey, Mike, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dom and Dan and Jim. In 1978, 6 armed masked men broke into the Lufthansa terminal at JFK Airport and stole $5.8 million in cash and jewelry, which in today's money, by the way, would be worth over $30 million. They got away with it originally, but in true mob style, almost all of the 10 people in total, including almost all the people who committed the crime, got, as they say, whacked. Now, this heist went on to inspire the movie Goodfellas.
Yeah, Johnny Roast Beef. Get it out of here. I don't care where you got it. Honey, take the coat off. Get it out. Get it out of here.
Great answer, man.
Yeah. That is a real good one, Mike. We'll put you down for that. It's going to be hard to beat Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Get it out. Did I tell you? Nothing.
I got to underline, too, the way he sold that side question, telling a story before finally getting to the point that the underlying movie being Goodfellas.
Yes.
Take some notes. What a great call, man.
That's very good, Mike. Gets in the lead so far. Biden will visit tomorrow early evening Strathaven Middle School in Delaware County the day after the State of the Union address. The Inquirer says the school in Wallingford is about 10 miles from Philly International Airport in a suburban area that has gone increasingly Democratic since Trump's 2016 election. Well, wait a minute. Is it about Trump? Is that what? Because Trump does pretty well in areas of Delaware County. They used to love to go to not Marcus Hook. What's the name of the town near there? They're a town with an A. It'll come to me. They held several events there, as they have a following there. No, I blame the Republican Party. I mean, how in the world did Delaware County become just almost like Montgomery County? And they make the argument, which is correct, that Biden, even slight gains here in suburban Philadelphia, they're going to need it because he's got nothing in Philadelphia. By nothing, I mean not turning out African-American vote. He's not gaga. And the margin coming out of Philadelphia may not be as great this time. So is it a stretch to say that arguably at this point in time, the fate of our lives and the type of country that we want is depending on Bucks, Montgomery County, Delco, and Chester? Not saying you have to win them. It's all about the margins, though. And if the margins are right there, you know what's going to happen in rural Pennsylvania and places like that. And as I said, I think Philadelphia they're very worried about turning out voters, even with mail-in ballot and everything else. So imagine we are sitting, and that's where a lot of our listeners are, in those 4 Collier counties. How did it get this way in Delaware County, though? The Inquirer says a lot of new people moved in. Maybe. I just think the Republican Party had a stranglehold, and for years, they just were playing inside baseball, didn't really meet the needs, didn't change, were not effective. And Democrats have overwhelmed them. And I'm talking about pretty progressive Democrats have taken over Delaware County. I'd say they might be right there with the Democrats in Montgomery County. So what are we seeing as the on-the-ground forces here? Where are they that are really going to help turn out a vote presidentially for President Trump? They don't appear to me to be in Delaware County. They can come on and tell me otherwise. Are they in Montgomery County? No, Democrats are going wild there with that guy who wants to send Mr. Softy trucks out if you mess up your mail-in ballot to come to your house and help you. Bucks County, they hold their own, but I'm not sure of the Trump effort. Then we know in Philadelphia how lousy the GOP in Philadelphia is. So this is going to take a lot of outside forces. Okay. Okay, Dan, you say no audio yet from the couple who claimed they were harassed by the cop on 676 last Saturday. Big story here recently.
Yep.
But there's an AP headline you don't like.
Yeah, so I've been monitoring Google feeds to see as the story develops, who's covering it and all. And Washington Post has picked up the AP version of the story, as have many local outlets nationwide. So this has gone national already, even though it's kind of, just happening. But the headline that's being posted, so what happens is AP sends out an article and it's pretty much just copy and pasted onto these other websites, and they take the headline and everything. So the headline that the AP put out there that's shown on the Washington Post is, quote, "Lawyers say a trooper charged at a Philadelphia LGBTQ plus leader as she recorded the traffic stop." Yeah. And it reads like this. A Philadelphia city official arrested during a traffic stop said she started recording because she feared for her husband's life as a trooper handcuffed him on a rainy elevated highway. The trooper then charged at her, quote, "like a linebacker," knocking the cell phone away and ending the recording, her lawyer said Thursday. Quote, "The state trooper held my husband's life in his hands," Selena Morrison, who leads the city's Office of LGBT Affairs, said at a news conference. Quote, "Fearing the worst was about to happen, I yelled to the trooper. I worked for the mayor multiple times, hoping that would make him realize he was dealing with people he did not need to be afraid of," said Morrison, 51, a top aide to Mayor Sherrell Parker. It goes on from there. I can continue.
Yeah.
Or...
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we got it when the audio is available.
But there's definitely a slant on this story.
Yeah. My God. He's How about his life? How about he's out there alone in this situation? How about that we center in why was this woman stopped and the husband? No expired registration and suspended registration. Illegal tinted windows, no lights on, and there was tailgating the trooper. How are you tailgating the trooper? And of course, the idiots running the state troopers here still have no body cam so that we could see everything. My goodness. All right. Phone lines are 855-839-1210. Coming up, what did Morgan Freeman tell President Biden when he apparently in the last couple of days asked several people who played the American president in a movie role about their advice on what to project when doing the State of the Union? Oh, my goodness. I'll give you the word coming up here. And Biden's going to project this tonight. Be listening, though. Have that cinnamon fireball ready. If he says this word, you heard it here first. You got it from Morgan Freeman. Maybe he'll say, some guy told me he played a president or something. Does he lapse into gibberish tonight? Can they stop him from doing that? That monitor better be working. Man, if that could be trouble. All right, 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board. Hey, get buckets with your first bet on FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 if your bet wins. Now, you can pick a pre-made parlay bet or any bet from FanDuel, or you can make up your own. They have quick bets, live same-game parlays, exclusive prop bets, and more. And, boy, I wouldn't say bet with the Sixers in the fourth quarter, any kind of live bet. Oh, my God. Every night watching this.
Very unpredictable.
Yeah, just bad. But the FanDuel app is so easy to use. Visit FanDuel.com/Dom and shoot your shot. That's FanDuel.com/Dom, D-O-M. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
1 in 5 rely on the Catholic Charities Appeal for help. The fact is, nearly 1 million times per year, our programs provide assistance to people in need. These are women and children looking for shelter, the homeless looking for a meal, and individuals with special needs looking for opportunity, which is only possible due to the generous donations raised through Catholic Charities Appeal. We can't do this vital work without you. Your gift matters. Go to CatholicCharitiesAppeal.org to donate today.
Pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, or back that won't go away? Check out QC Kinetics. No surgery, drugs, or downtime. QC Kinetics, 215-999-3000.
I'm Benjamin F. Chavis Jr. with the good news brought to you by BetterHelp. The advances in science can help improve the quality of life for all people. The good news today is that scientific innovations in a wide variety of fields are producing more effective and efficient solutions of the challenges facing our nation and world. Science, makes a difference. What's the first thing you'll do if you have more time in the day? Nap, read, talk with a friend? Knowing what's important to you is easy to fit it into your schedule. Therapy can help you figure that out. BetterHelp offers affordable online therapy. Start the process in minutes and switch therapists anytime. Visit BetterHelp, HELP.com/good news to get 10% off of your first month. That's the good news. I'm Benjamin F. Chavis Jr. on the USBC Network, brought to you by BetterHelp.
Are you ready to take that big step towards owning your dream home? At American Heritage Credit Union, we've got your back every step of the way. Our team specializes in helping buyers navigate the exciting journey of home ownership. From finding the perfect place to securing the best mortgage rates, we've got you covered. Visit AmericanHeritageCU.org/home connection today and turn that dream into reality. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 433838.
Weather sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
Dry weather has returned to the Delaware Valley today. It'll stay mostly cloudy with a high temperature well above average at 58. For tonight, quiet, partly cloudy with a low 42. And another mild day on Friday, partly sunny with a high near 60.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Broadcasting live from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and on the free Odyssey app.
All right, it is Dom time. Thanks to all the people on Twitter acknowledging my column. I wrote about the kiss that we talked about for a couple of days, well, mainly Monday, I guess. And some yo-yos on Twitter, though. Oh, my God. Imagine that's your wife. Look at the saliva. Stuff like this. Oh, my God. The VA was right. You're condoning sexual assault. It figures. You support Trump. Endlessly. All right, the word that Morgan Freeman. So Biden says that he talked to people that played the president of the United States in order to play it tonight, essentially, in the State of the Union. And Morgan Freeman said, I only had to deal with the meteor. The word you should think about is what a president has to do is give us hope. Hope is the word.
Wait.
Hope.
Hold on. There's already like shirts made up with that word for another presidential candidate.
Yes, exactly.
Wait.
Well, two of them. Now, I think
like plagiarism.
Obama stole it. It's Bill Clinton. He's the guy.
You're right.
I'm not even sure if he actually lived in Hope, Arkansas, but you can see Clinton when he was 12.
I feel like hope is something to strive for when you don't have the power to change.
Right.
Like I'm hoping. Well, you have the power. Stop hoping. Do something.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the borders get better. Well, close them.
Yeah. Exactly. Where's the hope that Biden has projected? So, that phrase, I acknowledge, but we have more work to do. To what? Screw up our lives more? I've never seen a president have lower numbers that I can remember when people are asked about your life better off 4 years ago now, of people saying he has personally diminished or destroyed my life because of what he's done around inflation, because of the grocery bill. There's no getting around it. But he's going to try with this nonsense tonight that he got from Bob Casey Jr. And, Casey never does an interview where they mix it up. If he debates McCormick, you got to go with the jugular with this guy.
You ever go for the last chip in the Dorito
there
bag
you go.
And suddenly say, whoa, there should have been more chips in here?
Yeah, that's who he's consulting. All right, one other thing, my sports knowledge on this, it's just disgraceful. The people that run kids sports. So this New Jersey NJSSA, they have too many letters, these bureaucracies,
How many do you need?
Most people have seen by now that a kid on a high school team near the shore tapped in a ball or sort of tapped in a ball, and there was like 0.6 of a second left. They called it good. And that team beat Camden in the semifinal game. The game before now we have the final coming up. But there's a rule, if the referees overrule it, which they did after ruling it was good, once they leave the court, that's it, no matter how wrong it is. So what would have happened? You know me, if I'm the
That makes
coach,
no
I'm saying,
sense.
you want that to be the rule? Then you're not getting out of here till we get this settled. Now they're calling upon the coach of Camden to forfeit the game and say it is true the other team won. I wouldn't do that if I were the coach. Am I a bad guy too much about winning? Dan, would you forfeit?
It's just BS. Like, I freeze frame this, and it's 0.6 seconds that the ball leaves the kid's hand.
I agree, but would you forfeit?
Probably not.
My answer
Too
would
competitive,
be,
too.
My rationale would be he's only going by what the stupid rule is, and the stupid rule is once they leave the court, that's it.
I don't know. Like, I feel like you're making an enemy of all the other high school coaches out there if you don't forfeit here, because it's so clearly obvious that they won this game. That
how about your kids though? How are they going to feel if you forfeit? They're playing. They're playing for the chance. This isn't.
They can see it too, though. It's like if we're being honest with ourselves, they lost.
True.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, but they're playing for the championship now.
Yeah. Can they have like a three-way?
No, I don't
make
think
some
so,
kind of new basketball rule or something.
Yeah, I think everybody could be self-righteous and say, "Oh, this guy's a bad coach in Camden that he's not forfeiting." I understand completely.
How about a rematch?
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, you know what? That could be something that they wouldn't be that creative though to come up with this. I just would like to know who's the referee that got the other two to overrule what they'd already seen with their eyes. That there was plenty of time left. 0.6 of a second, plenty of time for that close to the basket.
And how much money did he have on the game?
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. All right, so 855-839-1210. You got the side question. Didn't we get heat already or no? I thought somebody called in with that.
Did they? I thought it was just on hold this entire time.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let me go to Kevin then in Northeast Philadelphia. I apologize.
Sorry, Kev.
Hey, Kevin, afternoon. What do you have?
I'm the original Heat, and that's with Robert De Niro.
Okay.
And Al Pacino. That was one of the best shootout movies ever. And then a couple other comments I'd like to make is let's start a GoFundMe page for the state trooper. And I hope somebody pulls a fire alarm tonight at the White House. So everybody.
Bleep that, please. You know, where do people think they are? Who do you think you're dealing with here? Okay. So we just
yeah, it was ridiculous.
We strike that from the record. Any of that. You don't need to know that. It didn't happen. Okay. 855-839-1210 will get you on. So far in the lead, the Lufthansa heist. That was the core. They morphed that beautifully into Goodfellas. And how they got $6 million and they still were killing each other and the whole thing that went on. It was beautifully, beautifully done. We have Dan Time with Dom coming up. Dom's Money Melody a little bit later in the show. We have a press conference today on the shooting where 8 juveniles were shot, 8 kids just at a bus stop. I mean, that's not really a SEPTA issue there. They happen to be getting on the bus, so it kind of transfers to this. We mentioned yesterday, though, that 3 people have already been killed this week on SEPTA platforms, and yet no special prosecutor yet. Nobody seems to mention that. Now, I'm doing Inside Story tomorrow, and I think it's going to come up, and I plan to mention that. And I think that's an example of a factor. We have a new law, and yet none of it's being done. All right. We got you, though, President Biden from Morgan Freeman, give them hope. Well, you know, let me deconstruct this way. If this were FDR and he inherited the throes of the Depression and he's elected to do something, even though I think that some of the somethings he did exacerbated it, he did give Americans hope at the very beginning. Biden didn't have to give us hope of anything. We're coming out of COVID. The economy was coming back. He wanted to be a significant president. So what did he do? He went on this wild spending spree in order to be LBJ and to model FDR, something we didn't need. That's not hope. That's just selfishness. That's exactly what it is. He brought us out of COVID. My goodness. All right, 855-839-1210. You get in. Italia. That's my favorite destination. Dan asked me favorite vacation spot in the world. Italy, without a doubt. It's called the Grand Event for good reason. You get Rome, Tuscany, Florence, Orvieto, Siena, Venice, Milan, and the northern Italian lakes region. That comes at the end, too. You know, after all that touring, it's a great spot. 12 days touring, the kind of dining events that Conservative Tours with Ken Chase is famous for. I've been on 2 of these trips. The dining is spectacular. All this for just $53.71. That includes your airfare, the Colosseum, the Vatican, Trevi Fountain, Piazza Navona, fully escorted by my great friends, the Conservative Tours team in Italy, Lorenzo, Romina, and Giuseppe. Toll free, you can reach them right now to get all the details, 888-733-9494. Or maybe easier, go to conservativetours.com, conservativetours.com. Tuscany is beckoning. It's time to answer. Florence, the history, the beauty. San Gimignano, bustling Siena. Then it's on to the grand finale. Venice, Milan, the pristine resort of Stresa on Lake Maggiore. Bellagio, this fall in Italia. You've always heard about this. I've been there twice. Go to conservativetours.com.
It's the Saturday Night Free-for-All. Starting at 7 p.m., Talk Radio 1210 WPHT is live and local with Michael Pelka from 7 to 10 p.m.
Idiots are everywhere. You can't swing a cat without hitting an idiot these days. And I'm not endorsing cat swinging.
And Jimmy Fallon, 10 to midnight.
We have a White House where someone is capable of getting anthrax inside and wouldn't be capable of finding out who committed the crime.
The Saturday Night Free-for-All. Listen this weekend. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and on the free Odyssey app.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust. Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits. A $2,000 value, free.
Endurance has paid hundreds of millions in claims. Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-298-9145. That's 800-298-9145. 800-298-9145.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Calling on North Wales to follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
They're running a strange program, y'all.
It's Dan time
I can handle things. I'm smart. I'm like everybody says.
with Dom.
That's right. It's that time of the afternoon that producer Dan takes over the Dom Giordano program for some Dan time with Dom. And Dom, let's visit the world of entertainment. As today it was announced, Jake Paul, a YouTuber, now fighter,
yes,
brother of Logan Paul, a WWE guy, is going to fight former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson in a boxing match live stream on Netflix, Dom. Good idea for this Jake Paul kid?
He's insane.
Insane.
I've interviewed Mike Tyson, not in person. I found him to be wildly intelligent.
Yes.
And the most menacing figure in his prime in the history of boxing.
Yeah, the guy punches. I would not want to take a punch. How old is he now? He's not like out of
57.
He's 57?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not taking punch from a 57-year-old Mike Tyson. You kidding me?
No, I am. It's just frightening to imagine these idiots
like
wanting to fight.
He does move very slow, but I think
Yeah.
that's just part of his, persona, right? Like I think he can still snap that arm back and no thanks.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Over to Kirsten Dunst, the star from Civil War and other films. She's not acted in 2 years because, quote, every role I was being offered was the sad mom. So she's now being typecast as a sad mom, which is odd to see. But Dom, even if it's a part you're not a huge fan of, is this like if it's the being part, you still take it, right? To stay acting,
exactly.
to stay working. I mean,
and that's a big name, and she was great in Fargo.
Oh yeah,
one of the years of Fargo. Yes.
Yeah, Kirsten Dunst. I think she's a great actress, but I guess though. So Dom, I want to give a rundown of some reality television shows that I suggest our listeners check out. American Idol's back, and first episode was really heart wrenching. At the end, a girl reunited with her birth family, and birth family heard the mother, who was also a singer, who's now passed away, in the daughter's voice. So American Idol still very corny, but one of those shows that you leave every episode feeling pretty positive about, unless they make a political statement like Katy Perry did for a couple of years there. Dom, Love is Blind on Netflix, also getting a lot of hype right now. It's a dating show where individuals go into a pod, can't see the person that they're talking to, and just solely from conversations with one another, not knowing anything else, fall in love. And the only way that they can see each other is if they propose.
Oh my!
There's one guy in one of the first 2 episodes where he asks a woman to pick a number off a list to ask a question, and he'd ask the question that he had on his list. Then if she asked the same question back, he would leave the room without replying. It's a fascinating show, but people fall in love just from their conversations. And I don't know, Maisie loves it, so maybe females check that one out. Survivor, Dom, is back and politically correct as ever with absolutely no diversity in personalities. Incredibly boring. It's sad to see what's happened to Survivor. I hope the casting changes on that, and there's not one contestant, I think, over the age of 50 this time. Like, why? Some of the greatest characters were those with
Rudy.
experience, with
Rudy.
Rudy with his life experience.
Yeah.
It's all just, lawyers in their late 20s. Like, nobody wants to see criminal justice students battle it out on an island. I apologize. Next Level Chef from Gordon Ramsay going strong. Can't really say much bad about anything that Gordon Ramsay does. And it seems like he has 18,000 television shows. But Next Level Chef is a cooking competition. 3 teams, home chefs, professional chefs, and social media chefs face off against one another. And each team has a level out of 3, the best team getting the, best kitchen for the week, and the worst team of the week getting the worst kitchen of the week. And, it's just a different take on a cooking show, but Gordon Ramsay really makes it. So check it out. And finally, Dom, I really am into the art of glass blowing for some reason, or just different types of artisan arts. I have a friend who does it professionally, but Blown Away on Netflix returns for another season, which I highly suggest. Out of all the lists, if you're going to check out one of these reality shows, check out Blown Away. A lot of fun. But Dom, that's all I got for Dan time today.
We saw on a Sunday morning on the Italy trip this glass blower, and the guy was billed as the world's greatest glass blower, and he had every skill, but he had that swagger. He was walking around afterward as if this was like Hollywood.
It's crazy what they can do.
Oh, yeah.
This is soft
blowing,
glass,
yes.
and then you take it out of like the kiln, and then what they're making is like hamburgers out of glass, and it looks like an actual hamburger.
The artistry is incredible.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I've seen it up close. All right, big 2 o'clock hour. We'll break down a little bit more some of the build-up to the State of the Union. We have Dom's Money Melody. Remember, tonight, you hear the word hope. Biden got it from Morgan Freeman. Oh, it was a meteor coming, and maybe he'll confuse it with Shawshank or something. Who knows what he might do around that. But he is one of the most partisan figures we've ever seen. So there will be a lot of MAGA shots. There will be a lot of that type of stuff, and a lot of abortion talk, of course. All right, 855-839-1210. Hit us with that all-time bank robbery, heist, robbery of some sort, film or TV show. Something, and explain it. Tell us why you've chosen that one in the robbery spectrum, and we'll go from there. Also, Sherelle Parker's administration will not allow, there's this lot of opioid settlement cash. They have taken it away from funding syringe exchanges, meaning giving addicts needles, and they're being vilified for it. That's exactly the right approach, exactly what reasonable people want. I'll explain that. First, though, let me tell you about Batteries Plus Bulbs. My buddy Roy founded the original Batteries Plus Bulbs 18 years ago. The first one, a ton of them in the area. So his stores are like superstores. He just has been building on that every year. He's got 2, Mount Laurel, Northfield, the one in Northfield on Tilton Road. And you've heard some of the success stories of people that have heard the show and have gone there because of some sentimental thing they needed revived, their phone. He sent me the note that one of his people got, Neftal, his tech guy, because a husband passed away and the wife could not retrieve photos from the broken phone. Apple and other stores couldn't do it. Roy's guy did it. And the note is unbelievable, the appreciation of something like that. But for anything that involves technology, watch and key fob, lifetime battery replacement program, all you have to do is call them, tell them what it is, and they're going to work with you. People like their master tech, Chris Sharp. Just mention my name, too. That's all you have to do. You stop into one of Roy's stores, Mount Laurel, Route 73, Northfield on Tilton Road. Mention Dom, and you'll be entered to win a $50 gift certificate to use there. No purchase necessary. The phone number, 856-638-0778, 856-638-0778.
This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. Do you know when the best time to buy investment properties is? It's now. It's always now. You just need to learn how to buy them correctly. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday night and learn how to buy investment properties and make money every time. That's right. That's what we teach. We teach how to buy investment properties and make money every time. Go to investorschooling.com and RSVP right now. Take a class this Thursday night at 7 o'clock. That's investorschooling.com. This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. Don't go through life ignorant about how to become a millionaire. Learn how to invest in real estate, the stock market, precious metals, and learn from an expert. At Investor Schooling, we teach these things and more. We only provide education, and we will teach you how to leverage real estate, how to leverage the stock market, and how to leverage precious metals to make more money than you've ever made before. Go to investorschooling.com and take a complimentary class this Thursday. We will see you there, investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
My name is Andy Donaldson. I've been with Crash Proof Retirement since the beginning of 2014. The main reason Crash Proof is so phenomenal is there's no way that the original investment you put in is going to be any less than you started. In addition, you do get significant returns. A number of the different investment strategies that I've been involved with have given me 10 to 15% returns annually. With the Crash Proof Retirement System this year, I made almost 11.5%. It's quite a nice feeling to know that at the end of your year, whatever you've gained, the 10 or 15%, now becomes your new principal amount and you never lose it.
Learn how double-digit interest returns can be permanently compounded to your principal with no risk of loss at the next Crash Proof Retirement Educational Event at Spring Mill Manor on March 19th, starting at 5 p.m. Call 800-722-9728 or visit crashproofretirement.com.
Hello, America. It's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you don't have Consumer Cellular yet, now is the perfect time to switch and save. For a limited time, new customers can get wireless service for as low as $15 a month for your first year. Yep, the same exact nationwide coverage as the leading carriers for $15 a month for an entire year. What are you waiting for? Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com and use code RADIO15.
See consumercellular.com/firstyear15 for promotional details.
Not all water heaters are made equally. Some can be temperamental. Some can be unreliable and don't even think about what happens if you have neighbors downstairs.
Why is it raining inside my apartment?
Not with a Navien tankless water heater. You'll never run out of hot water. You only heat water when you need it, saving you tons in utility costs. Navien tankless water heaters. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com to learn more.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
All right, it is Dom time. Welcome in. Dom's Money Melody coming up. 855-839-1210. You get on board. The question, President Trump will be live tweeting tonight, Truth Social, I guess, during all this. But the question, just to stick with people, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Biden's going to try to counter that by telling us about Trump amnesia, how bad things were. Now, by and large, even if people don't like the Trump personality, they don't like this, that, or the other, all the polling, all the remembrance indicate people have, at least economically, good memories of that versus what Biden's done. The polling is overwhelming on that because that's the reality of the situation. And telling them tonight about all these macro things, and essentially what they're saying, well, why are you not getting this? Take a look at all these things about Bidenomics. Because the proof is in their own life, the experience they have day to day. Early on, I thought people wouldn't connect the dots, but they have. Even if they can't cite the theories of inflation, how it happens, government spending, and all that, they get it. So he is going to either use the language tonight or their spin will be, he's going to tell you the real tale, what it was like when he took over in office. Of course, some of the things involving COVID exacerbated by progressives like Tom Wolfe and others here in Pennsylvania who killed businesses, shut down the world unnecessarily, shut down schools that we still haven't recovered from. That part he'll leave out. He'll just say, here's what I inherited and look at what I've done. I passed all this spending. Big deal. People are clearly saying, what about my life, the life of my friends, the life of people you've seen? How many people can say they have benefited from this when you see how difficult it is? I mean, I look at the weekly shopping now and, I always try to, Dan, one thing that really hurt from COVID, Rose started coming shopping with me. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. That was our own person.
Wait, what's wrong with, why the oh, my goodness?
Well, the spending.
Oh, okay.
And
does she just want all the, why? What are you getting?
She just adds stuff. I mean, you can't stop. It's not any big item. She wears you down with smaller stuff that's constantly part of it. Plus the time.
Yeah,
there you go. That credit taste, whatever it is. I feel you, Dr. Oz. And it's also the time. I always would say I would try to get in and out in under 23 minutes total. In, out, 23 minutes.
Yeah. Do you plan your trip out by section?
No.
Oh, no?
No.
You got to make your list by section. It's so efficient. You put all your produce together. You got the layout memorized at this point.
Roe actually goes backwards on some stuff. I don't know why.
That's the worst.
Stuff that's at the far part of the store. She'll do the first 2 aisles, maybe move to a third. but they're going back over into the corner.
What's the maximum amount of loops that is, you're efficient that you're okay with?
One, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Just one time around?
One time around. I skip a lot of aisles. Yeah. Yeah, and her argument always was, well, it's pretty easy to do that when you don't buy the stuff that I told you to get, which could be a
How many
concern.
different artisan cheeses do you come home with?
No artisan cheeses.
Really?
No.
Oh, that's our thing, man.
There's a lot of these little orange juice and lemonade bottles, with her pod with her kids and all that stuff.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
is it mostly like kid stuff like Dunkaroos and all?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of that.
I get a lot of Dunkaroos.
A lot of that. That adds
the
to it.
Dom Dome.
Yeah, but I would say
fruit roll-ups.
we used to be spending maybe 150 to 160. It's clearly 200, sometimes approaching 240.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, it is. And it's Biden. It's baked in, no matter what he says tonight. Is the average person going to buy that? This is the central question coming. Ukraine attacking Trump, saying, I'm fighting for democracy. You're not going to have a country if Trump is elected. All that stuff is not going to matter. The central thing that's going to matter is, can they deflect enough toward the idea it's the corporations that are doing a good bit of this? That's what it comes down to.
You ever go to the last chip in the Dorito bag and suddenly say, whoa, there should have been more chips in here? You would be right.
Yeah. Liz Warren and others. I mean, and look, they don't have to win the argument. You got to get into presidential politics here, particularly now. This is a game of inches. It's 3 yards in a cloud of dust. He doesn't have to win the argument. He just has to be able to get out from under this a little bit. Who does he go to, of all people? Bob Casey Jr. Everybody says he has his ear. Casey, Dan is the first one. I remember reading on a show because I'm on his newsletter about greedflation. Then he pivoted towards shrinkflation. That's where Biden got all this from, and he's enamored of it. He loves it. Why? It's a big lie that allows him to escape responsibility for what he did, and we all know what he did. Going to Bob Casey Jr., for advice.
Who was the president that he brought into?
Oh, Morgan Freeman.
So did he have Bob and Morgan Freeman there sitting together?
Oh, that would be interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Could you imagine being in that conversation?
Oh, my goodness. So we'll see if Bob Casey gets his props tonight. He is the guy. All right, 855-839-1210. Now, Sherelle Parker, her administration, following through on what she told us when we've had her on, they are being vilified by the Inquirer and progressives because the $180 million coming to Philadelphia from lawsuits against the manufacturers of opioid painkillers, they will no longer send any of that money off to so-called needle exchanges, which are not exchanges. They just give you needles to shoot up drugs. Philadelphia will receive that over 18 years. The city saw 1,413 fatal overdoses in 2022, the highest annual death toll on record. And Parker rejects, they say, the harm reduction philosophy that Jim Kenney had. And the policy will impact how the nonprofit organizations distribute funding for overdose prevention and community healing. They say that went to $1.9 million to 27 grassroots organizations last year. So look for this. They are doing what they said they would do. They're not going to be part of this situation. And this is, look, I know since Sherelle Parker's been mayor, I see people she's going to be at the State of the Union. Some people saying, well, why does she have time to go to that? Look at the shooting in Philadelphia. If you're invited to the State of the Union, you go to the State of the Union. There's a lot to be gained for the city, et cetera, by doing that with Biden as a Democrat. I don't know if he's going to announce her or not tonight. All right, so 855-839-1210. Just think of that task. Even somebody like Bill Clinton and his level of skill, could he convince you it's the big bad corporations doing that to the average American? Strip away everything else tonight. That's what it comes down to. This pitch about the country is going to lose democracy if Trump is president is not working. As I see it, they have two things. Their whole card is abortion to drive out reluctant voters. The other is to try to break through with blaming corporate America rather than governmental actions for the high cost of everything. They got to try it. What else would you have them do? What else could you do in this situation? You can't admit to it. You can't tell us it's not happening. Occasionally, they send people out there who lie and say, well, inflation has stopped. No, it's baked in. We all know it. And I just think of the average American, middle class, having to make decisions of some of the nice things in life, because of this man and his wife, their selfishness, his selfishness to be a big deal president like FDR, LBJ. He got to spend all this money. That's what it's about. Now, the historians have been coaching him too. John Meacham is adding presidential heft to this. All these quotes. Another creep.
What happened to Beschloss?
Yeah, well, yeah. What happened to Michael Beschloss? He probably consulted with him before they consulted with Biden. So we got
relatable.
We got Meacham. We got Morgan Freeman. We got Bob Casey Jr. Oh, man, this is an all-star team sitting around with Joe Biden. Joe, here's what you're going to say. And trying to get Biden to comprehend all that and say it. And they probably told him, hey, how about if we just put it on the teleprompter? You sort of try to read it, do your best at it. We'll clap. And then we're going to go out there. We're going to try to win on abortion and other shenanigans. Let's go to 855-839-1210. You get on board. All right, we're coming to you on the side question, too. Let's go to Michael in South Philly. Hey, Michael, good afternoon.
Hey, Dom, how are you?
Good.
I was talking about the needle exchange. I myself, sorry to say, I'm an addict. And it is a good thing because we do exchange. If you bring the old syringes, instead of throwing them on the streets, you give them to them, and they give you the same amount back new. They also give you medical supplies. I mean, I think it's a good thing. It's a shame that there are idiots that, throw them on the street and do the wrong thing.
Wait a minute, Michael, though. First of all, I'm glad you called, but it's an immoral thing. You can't possibly think that societally we should condone something that continues this kind of behavior. That's immoral.
It's a tough thing, I know, but you know what? I have to admit, as far as like in Kensington, bad idea, because Kensington needs to be cleaned up. Definitely.
Do you really believe this too? That just having access to needles doesn't further the addiction?
No, I mean, I'm speaking for myself. No.
I've always wondered, Mike, I'm so happy you called in because is like the addiction that deep that even knowing the risks of HIV and all that you can get with dirty needles that you're going to say screw it and use a dirty needle?
Well, I won't use a dirty needle. That's why I say the needle exchange is so important.
But I'm saying,
I don't share.
But if the needle exchange wasn't there, then you wouldn't have that access to those clean needles. So wouldn't that deter you from, using, knowing that you can get HIV?
Sorry to say, it doesn't deter addicts.
No.
That's the game of it.
So, Michael, if you happen to be arrested for this and given the choice of either going to jail or getting into a mandatory treatment, what do you think you would do?
Oh, treatment, definitely. I'm trying to get that right now.
And are you unable to get into treatment?
No, because I'm from South Philly, Dom, and I moved to Jersey for a minute, and now I'm coming back to Philly, and I'm in limbo between apartments. So until I get my Philadelphia address, I can't get my insurance again. So I'm trying to work with behavioral health to get some treatment now. Hopefully I'll get a place soon. And I'm going into treatment, man. I would take it in a second.
South Philly, do you know his council person is?
Squeala.
Squeala?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Do you put him on hold and we can get him in touch?
Yeah,
with
I will. We'll put you in touch with somebody there, and we'll follow up to make sure. Yeah, I'm going to put you on hold right now, Michael, and Dan will be answering.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Michael. All right, Dan, let's see if we can turn that around.
I mean, if the guy wants to enter into recovery.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we want. And we'll follow up on it, and maybe it'll be a higher priority with them, and they'll do it when somebody's ready to make that decision. Absolutely. So thank you, Michael, for calling. But no, I've been there at needle exchange twice at Front in Tusculum. They weren't exchanging needles. They were just giving them needles, which are illegal in Pennsylvania. It's still the law. You can't do that. And again, Don't you think, Archbishop Perez, Archbishop, come on, you're a good guy. Don't you think you ought to be involved in the so-called harm reduction and speak out on it? Or am I wrong? Maybe you don't think it is an immoral action. Maybe you think under Catholic teaching, under some religious teaching, that given the circumstance, Jesus would decide to, that's the test, is it not? Would Jesus say, clean needles? We got a problem here. We have an addiction. We have to, in halting steps, get somebody out of that. We don't want them to die or get disease, so we give them clean needles. Would Jesus say that? That's a question with all respect I would ask. And I don't see it that way. I believe it's immoral. So does Sherelle Parker, and that's what she's doing here. All right, just so you know, behind the scenes, Dan is working with Michael, and we'll let you know. We'll chart his progress. I mean, he sounded fine to me. And if he wants to go into treatment at this point in his life, the so-called harm reduction czar that Sherelle Parker has hired says about Kensington, if you're caught in that, you'll be brought to a triage place, and you'll have two choices: go to jail or go into mandatory treatment. Now, look, rather than spending all the money in the world on these boondoggles, I would have someone data-driven. What are the best treatment plans that work? Spend the money there. That's worth it. Save lives, get people back productively. And we'll let you know. Dan's going to put Michael in touch, or we'll try to figure out how he can get into treatment, and we'll let you know how it goes. But this harm reduction stuff under Kenny and progressives and even a nun, it's a non-starter. You know it, and I know it. It's wrong. It's immoral. Fancy term for it. And I just don't understand why more religious figures don't get involved in this and speak out. Maybe they think it's compassionate, that's the gospel, and it's right. I find it's enabling. All right, so 855-839-1210. AT&T and Verizon Wireless, all you have to do is push pound 1210. All right, hit me with an all-time heist robbery film, bank robbery. We haven't got too many bank robberies so far. Let's go to Joe in Bordentown on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Joe, good afternoon.
Hello, Dom.
Hi,
I
Joe.
heard you already got the Italian Job, but you're not talking about the original Italian Job with Michael Caine,
Okay.
where Benny Hill is the computer expert that's
Benny
attracted
Hill,
to overweight women. So
Okay.
that's how they get him to work with them.
All right, so you're saying the original one. All right.
Yes, the original Italian
Okay.
Job, which takes place in Milan. I believe the other one is in Venice.
Yeah. Okay, Joe, we'll put you in for that one. 2 Italian Jobs here, Lufthansa. I'd love to get your reaction to Michael. Hey, this is the beauty of talk radio. It's an open thing. Calls Jim, gets on. I take him at his word. He seemed legit to me. We'll see if we can move the ball there.
I shot a message over to Squeala.
Okay.
And Leanne, if you're listening, you might be able to help here too.
Leanne.
South Philly mom.
Ah, yes.
same
Yeah,
projection sites,
that
but,
Leanne.
she's very involved in the
Yeah.
fiction community and all.
But I don't see enough religious figures there. I mean, this whole harm reduction thing is a really good fodder for people to tell us societally how we ought to go, their viewpoint, and religiously. Do they really believe, on the surface of it, it's compassionate? We don't want this person to get disease. We don't want them to die. We're going to give them needles. And Michael, where he's going, I don't know their policy. I've seen it, though. They just gave them needles. You didn't have to say 1 for 1, dirty needle or not. It's illegal under Pennsylvania law. Change the law at least first. What's more compassionate, doing that or mandatory treatment until it works, until it stops? I just would like more people that have some big role in this area to speak on this. Are they afraid? Don't get it. This is not an easy thing to help someone in this situation. All right, right now, though, it is time for
It's Dom's Money Melody.
Hey, that's right. We're playing for a $25 Dunkin' Donuts e-gift card today. Dan, what's the backstory?
Yeah, Dom. So we actually, this song is very synonymous with a movie that was mentioned as an answer to our side question. That's the leader in the clubhouse right now we're going to play a song that's associated with that film. And I want to know the artist or the band behind it, because I think we all recognize the song, but not many people can just instantly name off that band. So, Dom, here it is. I'm only going to, like Henry did recently, only play like 4 or 5 seconds of this, so listen closely. But we want to know the band or artist behind this song. Take a listen. That's it.
Boy, I know that film inside out. I'm not sure on this. All right, let's hear it one more time. All right, hit us with that, and you're off with a $25 Dunkin' Donuts e-gift card. Love to get your reaction to the caller, Michael, too. I'm glad he did it. 855, you never know. At a certain point, what can change? 855-839-1210. You get on board AT&T and Verizon Wireless. You just push pound 1210, and you're in.
Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10.
The Department of Veterans Affairs just banned the J-Day Kiss photo from all department facilities.
Imagine coming home and kissing a beautiful woman in Times Square.
This photo is not inclusive enough. It's a guy kissing a gal.
What should he have done? Asked her what her pronouns were first? Did they have pronouns in the 40s?
Can we just wave the white flag, please?
Yeah. You know what? I value exclusivity. I don't want to be bothered by any of you deranged lunatics. Leave me alone.
Start your day with Kale and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or biglou.com.
If your child needs support, special tutoring, and custom instruction, METC is here to help. Now's the time to make the call to Kathy Ganna and METC. Call the Motivational Educational Tutoring Company. For over 30 years, METC's tutoring studio, founded by educator Kathy Ganna, has helped people of all ages to grow personally and academically. Call Kathy today at 215-493-4200. METC offers motivational SAT prep as well as academic skills and leadership training. Call 215-493-4200. Now's the time to get assistance for your child to help them succeed. Visit online at METC.com. Call METC's tutoring studio today at 215-493-4200 or email Kathy directly at info@METC.com. Remember, 1210 listeners receive a free 1-hour consultation. Take advantage of this opportunity to help your child get one-on-one help. Call 215-493-4200. That's 215-493-4200.
Hello, saver. Whether you're saving for that trip to the tropics or saving for an emergency, now is the time to take advantage of Wells Fargo's savings options. Wells Fargo offers savings accounts that can help you save towards your goals. So, what are you saving for? Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/save to open a savings account today.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
And now
There's breaking news all day long from around the world, and sometimes all that noise makes it hard to hear about what's happening right here at home. With the free Odyssey app, getting your local news plus breaking news is easy. And even when you're not near a radio, stay connected with what's going on right here by listening live and push alerts. Just download the free Odyssey app and search and follow your local news station, and you're good to go. The local breaking news to get you through your day at your fingertips on the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
Hey, Cherry Hill. We know your favorite station is WPHT. Tell your smart speaker, play 1210 WPHT.
It's Dom Money Melody.
Show me. That's right. Every day around 2:13, 2:14, we hit that. You get in at 855-839-1210. Here's the clue, and it involves today's side question, etc. We're looking for the band.
I think this might be the most famous song from a heist film, just overall.
Okay.
So yeah, Dom, a very famous song that I think we all might know the name of. We just don't know who did it, and that's what we want to know: the artist or the band behind it. Take a listen.
Let's go to Alex in Brigantine. Alex, who's the band or the artist?
The George Baker Selection.
All right. Do you know the name of the song? You don't have to, but do you know it?
The Little Green Bag.
All right. Put you on hold. Nicely played. Enjoy Dunkin' Donuts.
And Dom, the film?
Yes.
Well, tell me, do you know?
Goodfellas.
Yeah. No, Reservoir Dogs.
Ah,
Yeah.
That's why I thought it was Goodfellas that you were implying there. I didn't know. Okay. Reservoir Dogs. I know it, but I don't know. I don't know that from it. Yeah, I don't know it as
all
well.
guys with nicknames are hired to carry out the big robbery, but just throughout the entire film.
Okay. All right. Alex, enjoy Dunkin' Donuts, $25 e-gift card. Okay, 855-839-1210. So there was 2 news conferences today that were major here locally. One on the shooting, in which 8 juveniles were hit yesterday. We don't know how severely, et cetera. Maybe tomorrow or so, we could hear from Steve Keeley. He's been on that story. And the other is the situation with the couple last Saturday. They're demanding an apology from the state police now. I mean, who in the world? The state police and others say nothing. Here we have lawyers, we have other political figures, and they're all pointing at this cop again. We're back to this again. 855-839-1210. And we just heard from somebody who claimed to be still addicted and thinks the harm reduction / needle exchange, which the city of Philadelphia is really moving to clear that stuff out, and they're not giving funding anymore.
Yeah, and I just want to put this out there too. I have sent out text messages, but if you happen to be listening and you are involved with a recovery center or anything like that, please feel free to reach out.
So we can hit Michael with
it. Yeah, we can get that involved.
Yeah. Seem genuine with that. Seem very cogent, very much around this.
855-839-1210.
855-839-1210. I just, every time I see this, that Sherelle Parker, you got to understand, look, we know Democrat, she's going to be at the Biden State of the Union. Okay. But this harm reduction thing is a big deal. It would be so easy in Philadelphia to continue this because you don't get any heat then. They're all in this together. This is swimming upstream to say no. And the woman she appointed that we've tried to get on, saying that you'll have 2 choices, particularly in Kensington. 1, go to jail, or 2, mandatory treatment. I'm hoping a lot of people would choose mandatory treatment until it works for them. But I'd say come April, once the weather breaks and it's 100 days and all that, you're going to see real action in Kensington, and here we go again. And where are the heavyweights? Well, the heaviest heavyweights, it's the way the Catholic faith is. There's one guy in an area. You start with the Pope worldwide, but then you go in the individual. It's the Archbishop or Cardinal. I'd love to have him say, no. You know what the blowback will be. Oh, what about the priest scandal? I mean, is the Catholic Church going to be defanged forever in taking a stand on something where this would definitively at least give us the moral position? Because you get hit with the priest scandal. I mean, I realize how damaging it is, but you're the big player here. And there's a nun on the board of the place that wants to have the free needle exchange there, and probably ultimately where you could inject drugs and they'll bail you out. That's what the goal is. You know all that stuff. It never ends. It's all illegal under Pennsylvania law. And there is an alternative, mandatory treatment. That's not the progressive way, not the Inquire way. There's quite a gang that's in this together on that position. Where are people on our side that can articulate and say, no, this is not the way to go? 855-839-12. You get on board. Let's see. Here's Brandon in Bucks County. Brandon's with us on Talk Radio 1210. Afternoon, Brandon. Thanks for calling.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good.
I'm still out in the midst of addiction, but like you guys say that you want to keep spending money on like rehabs and stuff like that, when it really just doesn't work. I mean, it gets you time off the streets, but it's not enough time. 30 days is not enough time. It gets you detox, and it doesn't work. Rehabs don't work. They're kind of like a revolving door. You know what I mean? There's got to be some kind of other program, something else that they should come up with where it'll keep you off the streets for longer.
Well, look, I agree with that criticism, but I think there are some that I've spoken with that are longer. And of course, Brandon, like anything else, some are the gold standard and some are just a revolving door, as you said.
Right. And that's what most of them are. I've been in and out of rehabs for Christ, almost 20 years now. And they're all just a revolving door. I haven't found one yet that has helped me at all. Not one.
Well, how about yourself, though? How about yourself when you go through this? You don't feel you sound perfectly cogent to me. You sound fine.
Like what brings you back?
Yeah,
after
you
coming out
don't
of
feel
rehab?
you've hit rock bottom and you want to make a change. And what is the block to doing that?
Basically, you run out of money. You run out of money. You got no more resources. So you're like, man, what should I do now? You know, and then your only option is rehab. And then within that 30 days, that's when you get to accumulate ideas on how to make more money and, you know, go back out there and do the things that you were doing again.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is, though, your personal integrity, your personal pride, you're sitting there, you're thinking about this. That's not enough. Is it a physical thing to overcome?
I think it's physical. You're talking heroin, right?
Yeah, I am. It is a physical thing because usually when I've been in and out of jail and institutions and stuff like that, and usually forever how long you've been out doing the drug for, it usually takes that half of that time for you to fully recover and feel normal.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, say if I'm out there using for 2 years, it's going to take me a year off of that drug for me to start feeling normal.
What's the longest you've ever been without using?
6 years.
Wow, 6 years. I mean, that's...
Yeah, 6 years on the streets. I mean, I've had clean time of 10 years, but I was in the penitentiary for that.
Yeah, but that's an awfully long time.
Can I ask? I mean, it might be a hard question, but after those 6 years, what made you go back to it?
Well, I had a hard turn of events in my life, you know, that turned me back to it. You know, I lost some significant people in my life, and you know, it spun me back down into a spiral.
So, Brandon, what's your course of action now then? So if we could help you as we did with the other guy that Michael called in, that's not for you, though. You really believe there's not a rehab out there that's going to work?
No, I mean, I've been to so many rehabs. I have enough information in my brain that I can actually run a rehab. Like, it's just about applying it. That's what I have a hard time doing, is applying the information that I have.
Right. The only thing I would counsel, look, and I don't have the knowledge that you on, I'd be the first one. I'm only tangential to this. I always believe there is somebody better in the world or something better in the world. I'm a big believer in that, whatever the thing might be. So I would just say, hopefully you'll find that's better than these ones you've experienced. Otherwise.
Yeah, that would be great. I would love that. But, you know, it's just, at this point, I believe that rehab is just not for me. It's not long enough off the streets for me.
All right. Well, thank you, Brandon. Look, I could tell there's, I mean,
Stay
two
strong.
callers like
Stay
that, and
strong,
both
Brandon.
are sensible. You don't hear anything, you know what I mean? If 30 days is not enough, we say this all the time. That's where the money ought to go. Make it longer. There are gold standards, though. There are some that have much more success than others. There's no doubt. But is the alternative just keeping people relatively safe by giving them needles so they don't have to share them? I mean, I've been through this. And again, I can tell you it takes a lot for a Democrat mayor when they have this money and they inquire right away. It's a minimal amount. It's not the minimal amount. This is not the way to go. Deep in your heart, you can't imagine, because you know what the next step is, and that's what they're involved in. That whole crew over in Kensington. The next step is come in here, shoot up, not just to clean needles, but a place you can shoot up and we'll bail you out medically. Then you know what the next step should be, logically, I'd say to them. Well, then why don't we give them drugs that are not going to be poisoned with fentanyl or any other, whatever the category is? We would minimize the overdose. Why don't we do that? And you know in their heart of hearts, they're in agreement, but they can't say that. Once you go down this path, that's where it leads. And that's what the stakes are. So how in the world are you vilified for taking that stand? It would help, would it not? And I don't want to just pick on the Archbishop. There's a consortium of these religious figures in Philadelphia on everything. Why is there not? Look, we can't call upon Bill Devlin for anything, but Bill, if you're listening or the word gets to him, why don't you get a group of 100? You could probably do it. To hold a vigil, pray, and tell the Inquirer, we're religious figures. This is immoral. All right? And maybe some of these others then would be asked, well, what do you think about it? What are you going to tell your congregation? The easy side is to say it's compassionate, just give them needles, whisper to them, go to rehab. And you've heard some of the things here. That's not what's going to do it, apparently. All right, 855, and I have the utmost respect for those that truly are working with addicts to try to alter this so they can live a life.
That's a great person to text or just send a message to Bill.
Yeah, Bill Devlin. Yeah, maybe we'll get him on tomorrow or whatever. Yeah,
we'll see if he can.
Yeah, the moral part of this, and I know he believes the same thing here. The brain chemistry that's changed once you go down this path. I've heard that theory, and I think that's a pretty solid theory. It's not easy. But to use that money that came through death, the $180 million the city gets, to continue doing this. No, Sherelle Parker's on the side of the Angels on this. All right, more calls coming up, and we'll come to you. We got some good ones here. Heist, robbery is what we're looking for. Hey, are you looking for a way to boost energy, support your heart, and age with grace? Well, it's time to check out Oracine from Rescue Natural Supplements. Oracine provides essentials our bodies need to naturally combat fatigue and increase stamina without the high sugar, caffeine, and unhealthy ingredients common in superficial energy products. Plus, Rescue Oracine supports healthy blood pressure and cardio function, too. Now, for a limited time, Dom listeners can take advantage of a special buy one, get one free on Rescue Oracine. Just use the code FUEL when ordering to get this exclusive deal. Call them today at 800-26-ALIVE, 800-262-5483. Speak to a knowledgeable product consultant or use the same code FUEL online at res-q.com. res-q.com. Remember the code FUEL. Buy one Oracine, get another free. Go to res-q.com now. Stay fueled and fit with Rescue Oracine.
Partly cloudy skies overnight. We'll get down to around 40 tomorrow, up to 58 partly cloudy conditions. For this weekend, Saturday, we're probably going to see some rain with a high of 50. And on Sunday, partly cloudy, high of 50 again. On Monday, not much different, just maybe a little bit of wind.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Some people bring joy wherever they go, some whenever they go. Mark Twain found humor all around. Never argue with a fool. Onlookers may not be able to tell the difference. Humor. Pass it on from PassItOn.com.
You've heard it said, he's a diamond in the rough.
Or maybe diamonds are forever. Here's something else I've learned about diamonds. They're just pieces of coal put under pressure for a long, long, long time. So when I start feeling like I want to give up, I think about that little piece of coal. And if that piece of coal can make something of itself by not giving up, so can I. Persistence is in you. Pass it on. From PassItOn.com.
Runner's knee, golfer's back, hiker's hip.
Any of these feel familiar? At Virtua Orthopedics and Spine, we've got a doc for that.
Baker's wrist, laptop neck, shopper's shoulder.
Yep, we've got a doc for those too. Virtua Orthopedics and Spine has over 60 specialists, 20 PT rehab facilities, and 26 surgical sites all across South Jersey. Find the right specialist for you at virtua.org/ortho.
All right, fellas, perhaps you've reached that point in your life where you need to spice things up in a current relationship or impress somebody new on the open market. Well, I've got the recipe for you, and it's Blue Chew's Chewables. That's right, Blue Chew's tablets are a performance enhancement for the bedroom that will have you knocking it out of the park and help you gain that extra confidence come game time. And it has the same active ingredient as Levitra and Staxin, but a more cost-friendly price. Blue Chew's licensed medical professionals will work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. If swallowing pills isn't for you, no problem. Their tablets are chewable. And how about this special offer for my listeners? Try Blue Chew for free. All you have to do is go to bluechew.com, enter the promo code 1210, and pay the $5 shipping, and boom, it's yours. Discreet delivery, no in-person conversations, and that special someone will thank you for bringing back your prime. BlueChew.com, promo code 1210, made in the USA.
Comedian Joe Conklin.
Mike, I'm excited. The Eagles' home opener is in Brazil.
Jalen Hurts can't read defenses in English. How the heck's he going to read them in Portuguese?
See Joe Conklin's comedy show at the Church of the Incarnation on Main Street in Mantua Township. Saturday, April 20th at St. Luke's Church on Easton Road in Glenside on Saturday, April 27th. And Conklin's Comedy Night every other Thursday at Parks Casino. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code RADIO for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's promo code RADIO.
Weather sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
Partly cloudy skies overnight. We'll get down to around 40. Tomorrow, up to 58 partly cloudy conditions. For this weekend, Saturday, we're probably going to see some rain with a high of 50. And on Sunday, partly cloudy, high of 50 again. On Monday, not much different, just maybe a little bit of wind.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, broadcasting from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
All right, Dom Giordano show. So, I love this part of talk radio, despite a sad situation. We're talking about this harm reduction stuff. Sherelle Parker not going for that. Get a call from a listener, Michael, who's addicted still, and then a follow-up call by a Brandon. And Dan, you have an update on what you've been doing behind the scenes.
Yeah, so Michael, if you didn't hear his whole story, he just recently moved from South Jersey over to South Philadelphia, and he's having trouble entering into a treatment center, even though he says he's ready. He needs to find a way to get into rehab. So I reached out to friend of the show, Pastor Bill Devlin, who just returned from Israel and Gaza. The guy's all over the place, and he's helped us solve issues like this in the past. The guy reached back with 2 different rehab centers, one in South Jersey, one in South Philadelphia, for Michael to reach out to. And actually suggested helping him financially if he needs it too. So just a huge move again from Pastor Bill Devlin. But as we speak right now, Pastor Bill, Michael, if you're listening, please answer this next call because it's going to be Pastor Bill. I've given him your number directly to get you in direct contact with him so we can get this moving. So let's get this done, Michael. Let's get you healthy, brother.
All right, there you go. And Brandon too, all I would say is some are better than others. It's like anything else. There is some rehab culture in the world that's the best. I don't know which one it is per se. We take research and all. And they have the data. They have it to prove it where they reach more people. But this idea of what's going on here in Philadelphia and just this, it's amazing. Books have been written about it, sort of, Dan, of how Kensington came to be Kensington. And apparently it's a brand where you actually have people come. We know they're coming from other parts of Pennsylvania, but even from other states, other countries, to get the Kensington brand of various drugs. That's how bad it is. And it's going to stop right here.
Just want us to send a thank you out to Anne-Marie Muldoon, our friend up there in Northeast Philadelphia. She heard us on the show, and she's put me in touch with a guy by the name of Jim who's involved with the show Intervention. So hopefully we can get some movement there as well and get this guy going somewhere. Brandon, also, I'm going to reach back out to you because I know you said you've done rehab a couple of times, but it seems like you didn't want it again. But I don't know. Is there something we could do to help there?
Yeah, absolutely. Dan, I have a little bit of an update, and this is as wild as it gets with this guy. We told you that Morgan Freeman was contacted, that Biden, and Biden directly, Biden said it. He had his people contact him. What would he project in the State of the Union tonight? Oh, my God. And Freeman told him, look, I only had to face a meteor, not these things. He told him hope is what to project. But Dan, he also reached out to Michael Douglas, who played the American president. I got to tell you, I like Michael Douglas as an actor. How could you not? There are several things I like him in, like Wall Street. But I can't stand Michael Douglas as the president. It is the progressive liberal dream, that sort of president in the role he plays. Give me a break, all right? I forget the woman's, who's the actress? Pretty famous at that point. It plays the love interest, and the whole thing is ridiculous. Michael J. Fox plays the speechwriter. And guess what, Dan?
You know what is this? I'm sorry.
The female who plays the love interest.
I'm sorry, what movie, though, with Michael Douglas?
I think it's The American President. And Michael J. Fox plays the speechwriter. And when the American president
Annette
says...
Bening is the female.
Annette Bening, yeah. When Michael Douglas says, you know what? I'm taking you on, buddy. And it's a right-wing guy, of course. It's way off he attacks Annette Bening. Michael J. Fox says, gee, get me a pot of coffee. We got to go and write a brand new State of the Union. Oh, my God. Then he looks at Biden and he goes, oh, man, I quit. Can you imagine? This is what we're reduced to. And the one cut I have today was it's not Biden's people. It's Biden talking to people who played the American president or played the president and asking them advice for the State of the Union. Oh, my goodness. And it's just leaked out there. What's Michael Douglas going to tell him? Portray Donald Trump as some right-wing lunatic? You know what, Joe? That only works in Hollywood. Why don't you ask your other Hollywood friends? Why don't you consult with Hunter Biden on this? Oh, boy. David in South Jersey's next on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, David, I have limited time, but you're part of a nonprofit that goes into Kensington?
Yeah, we actually go into Kensington and give bracelets with our phone number on it. We will find them a detox. We pay for the detox because before they can hit these rehabs, they got to come from a detox because most of them won't take them.
Okay.
Without detox.
Okay.
So we will actually pay for that, and then we will transport from there to a long-term. We send to a Christian rehabs because we sent our son there, and he was 15 months. He's 4 years clean, and they have about 80% success rate compared to a regular short-term ones that may be like 10% because he was in 13 different insurance-driven rehabs. And until we got him into this long-term rehab, nothing was working. In 4-year period, we were in 13 different rehabs.
And that's what Brandon said, too. So you're making my point, which is there's something better out there. It's just hooking up. David, if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to put you on hold. Dan just
I think that
wants
should be public information. No,
Yeah.
Why not just get it out to everybody if anyone needs it? What's that phone number? You don't think so?
No, I'm not sure. Not that anything. I'm a
Okay,
little
yeah.
bit,
Let me
I'm
talk
gonna
to
put
him
you on
off
hold,
hold,
David, and give it to Dan, please. And you're helping people with this. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
All right. We'll continue on this tomorrow. In addition, to
I want to
State
make
of
sure he
Union.
gives the right number.
Yeah, I don't know, so I just have to go by that, Dan. Yeah. So coming up, It's the lightning round here. We will declare a winner here today. All-time heist, bank robbery, TV, some kind of robbery, all right, is what we're looking for. Hey, bet the NBA with a no-sweat same-game parlay from FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino every Thursday with TNT Thursdays. It doesn't matter if you're new to FanDuel, you already have an account. You'll get bonus bets back if your same-game parlay doesn't win on any NBA on TNT game. NBA same-game parlays are the perfect way to combine your bets for a chance to score a bigger payday. Now, you can pick a pre-made parlay on FanDuel, and however you want to play, just head to FanDuel.com/Dom, D-O-M, to bet the NBA with a no-sweat same-game parlay with TNT Thursdays. That's FanDuel.com/Dom, D-O-M. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT at 321 plus. Present in Pennsylvania. Minimum 3-leg parlay required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
Jim Cipriotti at Retire Ready Financial Group doesn't need Google to know you're worried about retirement. Between inflation, rising taxes, and the uncertainty about Social Security, he understands. That's why he offers a complimentary retirement second opinion. It's a no-obligation meeting for you to talk about your concerns about retirement. You want to know if you're going to be okay? Let's find out. 610-894-7415 or go online, retirereadyfg.com. Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti and PN number 2083768.
Get ready for spring by losing a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days with NJ Diet. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or go to njdiet.com. Get ready for spring with njdiet.com.
It's the time of year to enjoy your life. Hey, Dawn Stensland here. Stop letting that pain in your joints keep you from doing what you want to do this spring. Just call my friends at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking lasting joint pain relief. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. QC Kinetics is literally transforming lives. Their advanced treatments harness your own body's ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Pro athletes, they've been doing this for decades, but now this life-changing treatment is available for you, all of us. So you can walk, run, climb stairs, play golf, move again, pain-free. No pain pills, no risky surgery. QC Kinetics has tens of thousands of satisfied patients who are reclaiming their mobility. Live your best life this spring and summer. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 215-999-3000, 215-999-3000. Tell Dawn sent you.
Don't miss the Labor and Energy Show with J-Doc and Krause, brought to you by Advocacy United, this Saturday night at 6. Find out about the important issues that'll affect you. The Labor and Energy Show, Saturday night at 6 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Over 10 years ago, we realized how important saving family memories was, and we wanted to help. Legacy Box started from that passion and has now helped over 1 million families digitally preserve their film reels, VHS tapes, and photos. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. What started with the two of us in a garage is now over 200 trained professionals. Legacy Box is a safe and secure way to put all your favorite family memories on an easy-to-view digital format like a thumb drive, DVD, or the cloud.
We ship you a sturdy Legacy Box to fill with all your outdated media, safety barcodes to track your items throughout the process, and a prepaid mailing label. Legacy Box has been featured by Good Morning America and The Today Show. Not bad for 2 kids in a garage.
That's true, Nick. And here's the best part. We always wanted to make it affordable to preserve your entire collection, so we're offering 50% off.
Visit legacybox.com/value to take advantage of this exclusive offer. That's legacybox.com/value to save 50%. legacybox.com/value.
Free speech lives here, on the air, and on the Odyssey app. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
The time has come for the final test.
We usually call it the lightning round.
All right, Dan, give that information from the last caller, David. A great success story.
Yeah, David in South Jersey. He actually goes into Kensington with a group called Addictions Answer. Additionsanswer.org. They're a 24/7 addiction helpline. And what it is door-to-door delivery. So they'll bring you through detox rehab, long-term rehab. So, Brandon, if you're still listening, this is the number you need to call. It's 609-271-6965, and it's a local company. And what they do is, or a local organization, I say, Addictions Answer, and they will help you from door to door, get you out of that and get you into that long-term rehab. So, David, thank you very much for calling in. And he suggested maybe next week we'll talk about this, the differences between the last administration and the Sherrell Parker administration, coming into Kensington and seeing what he's seeing and taking us inside, his
Keep
conversations.
his number.
Yes, definitely.
Put that star, that maybe even tomorrow, because I think we're going to hear this tonight, Dan.
Yep.
That's who I want to talk with. Yeah, I'm writing it down. All right. Lightning round here. Let's go to Robert in Ben Salem. Hey, Robert, what do you have today?
And Dan, I'll be real quick. I'm going to go with the Great Train Heist in England in 1963 by Bruce Reynolds. They actually stopped a speeding Royal Mail and Payment train, robbed it, and when the mail carriers in the back car looked out to see what was going on, the train was gone. They took the whole train, got away with over $60 million, and it took them 5 years to finally track him down in Canada.
Good stuff. Breaking Bad, Dan, the meth thing on the train and nobody knew it. That's a pretty good one.
Yes.
Bill in Bucks. All right, Bill, what's yours?
Well, they're a robbery duo, and it was in the 1930s. They lived rough and reckless, robbing banks, and died in a hail of bullets, Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, I think there's at least 3 Bonnie and Clydes that I've seen out there. I like the one with Kevin Costner.
They're on the Mount
In some
Rushmore
ways,
of
the
heist
most.
individuals.
Oh, yeah,
right?
definitely. All right, Dan,
It's
we
easy.
ran out of clock today. What do you say?
Goodfellas. Lufthansa heist.
Yes.
Mike and Hamilton had a great story leading up to it. I just
Mike
thought
and
it was a great
Hamilton.
call.
Yeah, the others were good, but that is just the top. All right, so tomorrow we'll have full breakdown of tonight's and which president will you be thinking about tonight when you see Biden? Michael Douglas, he's talking to him. Morgan Freeman. Hope. Give them hope tonight, Joe. Oh, my goodness. And we have Scott Perry, Congressman Scott Perry on, and he's now out from under, just as President Trump is, due to that Supreme Court ruling. A lot to talk about with him. And also, we'll continue on this harm reduction thing tomorrow, and we'll give you TV shows to watch, etc. Mike is in for Rich today. Thanks to Dan. Great work behind the scenes, and Jim. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business